like them not figuring it out. So I did not have a whole lot of trust in, not that they weren't qualified, but just my personal experience. It wasn't super great. So
makes you think too. Like, I mean, obviously I get that you're a walk on, but you're still an athlete. You're still a player. And it's like, man, I wonder how many, and not necessarily just at Marshall, but other campuses across the country where NFL talented players have their careers sidebarred by something like that, where a medical team just does not catch it, or whatever. And it's a shame that it happened to you, because you already had an uphill battle, and it just basically turned it in from, walking up a hill 3 miles barefoot to literally like hiking up to the top of a mountain. Mount Everest.
Mount Everest.
So you have the surgery. You go back home to have the surgery then?
So what happened was I called up Dr. Slanker, and I asked him, hey, could you do the surgery? Do you do the surgery? I didn't think that he did, but I wanted to ask him because I already trusted him. And he said, no, but I do know this guy who's like the best in the nation at doing this specific surgery. And so he gave me his contact information. And so, I ended up scheduling it to do it back home at a place called Vincera Institute in Philadelphia, which they take care of all like professional athletes. I was getting the best treatment.
Welcome to the night zone. Hear the warriors speak. Life's the battlefield, and we ain't feeling weak. From love to the game and the power we seek. Our voice is strong, breaking every peak. Talk of love and battle scars, everything that's real. From touchdown to sermon, you know the deal. Strength in every word we begin to reveal. Truth in every tale as our lives we unveil. Talk of love and battle scars, everything that's real. From touchdown to sermon, you know the deal. Strength in every word we begin to reveal. Truth in every tale as our lives we unveil. Protect and provide, we're knights in the fray. Nothing off limits, we got something to say. Life and love, fitness and fight all day. Guys Night Podcast, let's ride the wave. Politics and prayers, ain't no subject we shun. Keep it real, keep it raw till the battle's won. Fitness tips to faith, every topic under the sun. With honor and valor, every man's battle begun. Warriors with word swords through the air. Every point sharp and every talk fair. Knights at the round table, come and pull up a chair. Join the brotherhood, words laid bare. Protect and provide, we're knights in the fray. Nothing off limits, we got something to say. Life and love, fitness and fight all day. Guys Night Podcast.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Guys Night Podcast. Tonight, I got somebody with me that just spent 24 hours in a gym. I met him at the barber shop where my wife was at the day that he was beginning this challenge. And after talking to him, found out there's a lot more to this guy than just sleeping on a couch and eating protein bars. So with me tonight, I've got CJ Fazio. What's happening, dude?
Not too much. I am very honored to be on the show.
Dude, it's cool to have you talk. I mean, I'll never forget my wife when I heard that you were doing this. I was like, this is gonna be great. My wife texted me. She's like, there's this kid at the barbershop who's gonna spend 24 hours in the gym. I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's been done plenty of times, but everybody's experience is different. Yeah. What made you decide that this is something you wanted to do?
That's a very good question. First of all, I do want to say I thought it was really funny because when I was sitting in the barbershop, I'm just sitting there, and then all of a sudden I hear somebody say, you're spending 24 hours in the barbershop? And mind you, this was only like an hour into my challenge. I had really not told anybody. I'm like, who are you? And but yeah, so I thought that was funny. But yeah, I've been posting content, short form, for a while, and I really just enjoy posting content. And so I really wanted to get into posting longer form content. And honestly, the 24-hour gym challenge just came out of nowhere. My girlfriend gave me the original idea, and I was like, at first I was like, it kind of be a little boring. Like, what am I going to do 24 hours? But then I just kind of brainstormed and thought of different challenges and different things I could do throughout the time, and came up with stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I keep telling people I'm going to start posting on YouTube, and I haven't been, and my short form and my Instagram and stuff has grown pretty well recently. And so I was like, all right, I need to like, I'm telling people I'm gonna do this. I need to do it. It'd be about it.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you just got to hit the record button and try something, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because I didn't have a full set plan. Like I had like the challenges, and I had like I planned. I had some interview questions I wanted to hit people with, and then, but I definitely didn't have a full 24 hours planned out. But I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do it.
What was the slowest part of that process? Like that 24 hours, where did it drag? There had to be a time where you were like, ugh.
Yeah, I would say probably around like 11 p.m. I got there at 8 a.m. And so at around 11 p.m., there really wasn't anybody left in the gym.
Well, because it was a Saturday too, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, pretty much like after I did the Taco Bell, like after you guys left, and then maybe like a little bit longer after that, nobody was really there. And then it started dragging, and I did try to sleep for a little bit, but actually at like 2 or 3 in the morning, when I was like trying to sleep, there was guys in there. There was like these 2 dudes in there getting a workout, which shout out to them, dude. They're
going, yeah.
But they probably thought I was crazy.
They're like, why is this bum sleeping on the couch?
Yeah.
Is that what you did? You slept on the couch there?
Yeah. And then I woke up when one of them walked in the door. And like we made awkward ass eye contact, and I'm like, "What's up?" And I like got up to go to the bathroom, and he was just like, "What's up, dude?" And, it was funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, shout out to Craig and Chris for letting you kind of do that and not give you a hard time. They're probably looking at the cameras like, "Is there a kid sleeping?"
Yeah, that
right now?
Yeah, the funny thing is actually, I have been going to this gym for like, I don't know, not too long, like 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got there, I was obviously like recording myself entering and like doing the whole intro deal or whatever. And someone came up to me and asked me what I was doing. It was Chris.
Oh,
and
no
he's
shit.
Like, yeah, who's the first person that I talked to. I wasn't even there for 20 minutes. And he asked me what I was doing, and he thought it was super cool. And yeah, he was really supportive throughout the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Really appreciate him.
Yeah, both those guys are doing a good job of running that place.
Yeah.
I've been a member since the day it opened, actually. And we did quite a few podcasts early, like I was telling you earlier, like workouts at the warehouse where back then my buddy Nick was a lot more free, and he's big into bodybuilding. So like he was trying to start his coaching career too on top of that. So it was like great opportunity for us to like, hey, let's go through some workouts, like burn some people out, like, and try to get like a quick 30 or 40-minute workout in, and then kind of just talk about like why you hit this area or what you're trying to do. And then he went into even, we did some posing and some stuff like that. So just some just some different views. It was to the point where it's taking up so much time, and we were doing it like 6:30 on a Wednesday when the gym is a fucking madhouse and it's like packed with people, and you're like trying to like sit on a bench by the squat machine and show Freddie how to do squats or deadlifts, which is funny because then I saw you teach him how to bench press.
Yeah.
And I was like, this kid forgot everything he learned. Like one night we went to the big 3, which was like bench, squats, and deadlift or something like that.
Yeah.
And we ran Freddie through it and his 120 pounds of weights. And he was a good sport about it though.
Yeah, he's cool. I love Freddie.
But it seems like they're pretty open to it. And Craig, even when we had him on the podcast initially before he opened up the gym, he even said, he's like, man, I want to build it for like it's a content creators friendly like gym. Like I want people to post that they're working out at the gym. It builds like a good environment. It builds a good community when people are doing all that stuff together. And I mean, shit, there's people in there 24/7 recording something.
For sure. Yeah. That's honestly, I was going to Accelerated, the gym like right down the street before. Mm-hmm. And that was a big reason why I switched over, because of the recording the content. Not that they didn't have a problem with it either. They were fine with it. But I feel like at Warehouse, it's nobody's like cares. Like you can just be doing it and nobody's caring. Nobody looks at you, and it's a lot.
Well, it's also 24/7 versus like 5 to 11. So you get those times where if you really want to do something like a 24-hour gym challenge, like nobody's going to question you at 2 in the morning because there's nobody there. So before you did all of this, and you mentioned your content that you're doing, we'll get into that. But you mentioned to me that you actually played football for Marshall.
Yes.
So you played football in high school, then I presume. Where'd you go to high school at?
So I am from Easton, Pennsylvania. Originally, I went to Wilson Area High School, real small school in Easton. Played football all throughout growing up. Started, 6 years old or whatever. Played. I graduated high school in 21, so I was during the whole COVID situation. So my senior year was during COVID,
Did you guys even play that year?
So we did, but so the third game of the season, I tore my ACL.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not fun. And we had a very promising year that year, which was really unfortunate. The team actually ended up doing okay. We went to the playoffs, and we actually won our first playoff game in like a few years. Like, it had been a while since like I said, we were a small school, so it had been a while, and they won. And then the team that we played, that we beat, had a COVID case, and so they shut us down, and then they shut the rest of our season down.
No kidding, dude. Oh, that's brutal.
It's very unfortunate. That whole situation was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm reading a book right now. What is it? The Truth About Dr. Fauci or whatever like that. And just going back over that all again, it's like, I can't even believe that happened.
I know.
Like, looking back at that, like the fact that everybody was wearing, and you still see like remembrances of it once in a while, like a guy wearing a mask in the car by himself or something. It's like, I can't believe they literally controlled all of our society.
It is pretty wild. It's still mind blowing that like people we let that happen.
Right. Yeah. We just stood by, and they're like making rules that made no sense. Like, you can't go to the parks and be outside and be nowhere near anybody else, because you'll catch the COVID floating around.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
All right. So tear your ACL, brutal fucking injury.
Yeah. Not fun. So I'll kind of explain, because the way I got to Marshall was very crazy. Like, it was definitely an interesting story, and I've talked about it before. But so I'll go into it a little deeper. So I tear my ACL senior year. I get my surgery November of 2021, and at this point I had been talking to like some colleges, but at this point I really didn't play a whole lot. Like, I started from my high school, obviously, and like I played, but I had 2.5 games of senior year footage, and like I played somewhat in my junior year, but not enough to where a college would want me. So I was really I didn't really have anywhere to go. and with it being COVID, did not help at all. So I was like, I'd played football for my entire life. I always was like that self-delusional kid saying that I want to play football in college, but like everybody was like, you're crazy. Especially like, because where I'm from, it wasn't really normal for people to go and play football. So so I get the surgery, and I mean, I pretty much just put my head down and got my rehab done, and went to the gym, and really just grinded like in the dark for a long time. And I ended up, the decision I ended up making is I was like, all right, I need to take a gap year to let myself fully heal and give myself at least the best possible chance to go play football again. And I had two options. Either I was going to go play JUCO, take that route, or go walk on to a Division I program. And then the third option was like go to a D3 school. I had a couple offers for D3 schools, but I didn't really honestly know a whole lot about the process of everything, and my just kind of like ego probably is what told me to just like go walk on, like I was delusional. Like I thought I could do it, and it ended up working out. So I can't say that I regret it at all, for sure. But looking back, it probably wasn't the most secure option. But like, so I definitely debated around for a little while, but at one point I took a trip out to Marshall, and like I said, I'm from eastern side of PA, so it's about a 7.5 hour drive. So me and my mom take a 7.5 hour drive out to nowhere, West Virginia.
Right.
And we go on the visit, and it's a nice town. Huntington is the town that Marshall's in, and it's definitely a nice town. And take the visit. I liked it. My delusional self was like, all right, I need to go talk to somebody on the football team. I need to figure someone out.
Gotta do something.
Yeah, exactly. So I go walk over to the football facility, and it's funny. So I walk into the stadium and the indoor facility are right next to each other, and there's a parking lot in the middle, and there's these group of guys getting out of their car. I go up to them. I figured, they have to do something with the football team or something. And they were actually a bunch of Canadian recruits that were on a visit, an official visit. And so I just introduced myself, and I I told them like what I was doing. They obviously thought I was crazy, but I just followed them into the facility and I ended up talking to one of the recruiting coordinators or something like that. Told him what I was doing and gave me his business card, whatever. And at the time, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome!" Like,
yeah, right. Like you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. And so that happened. That was my first time going to Marshall, and at that point, I was pretty set on going because it was really my only option. But
like the only people that you made contact with within this football organization, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was that? What was that like? So let's get into that a little bit. You show up, you meet these other dudes that are there on a recruiting visit, on an official visit. You said, right?
Yeah, they were on an official visit.
So they're invited down there to actually spend the weekend down there, probably watch a game, do all that stuff. And here you are, just like popping in between them, like, I'm just gonna roll with you guys. Like I'm what are you? So you walk into the indoor facility, I presume, and you get introduced to whoever's kind of leading the tour or whatever.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And then what does the rest of the day look like for you?
Yeah, so
do they quit? Are they like get out of here, dude? Oh.
No, they were actually really cool. I didn't like stay for a visit or anything. Actually the Canadian guys were from. I don't know what it's called. They had an accent. They spoke French.
Oh yeah, they're up north. Yeah,
yeah. And so, but no, I just went in there and talked to the recruiting coordinator, and that was pretty much it. I told him what I wanted to do. I told him, hey, I wanted to come in here in the fall and walk on, and he was like, oh, okay, cool. And he was like, reach out, send me your film, and that was pretty much it. I was able to like see in there the football team was practicing at the time on the indoor facility, and I like saw that and I was like, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But no, it wasn't really. After that I left and like went back to the car and was like, told my mom. And that was
Mom, I'm doing it.
Yeah, Mom, I'm doing it. But that was about it. And but that, like, it wasn't much, but it kind of like gave me that motivation. I was like, all right, this could be doable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So did they tell you what the process was, like how to walk on and stuff like that, or are you still figuring out at that point?
No, no. They said they told me that they have walk on tryouts in the fall, and they said to send in the film, but that was about it. They didn't really. Yeah, they didn't really tell me a whole lot. They probably thought I was stupid and probably thought they would never see me ever again.
Probably, yeah. Definitely didn't think they were going to see you again.
No, yeah.
Now, at that point, how much did you weigh?
I was in shape. I that was one thing that definitely helped me out was the gym. Like I was probably about 200 pounds or so.
Yeah, and you're what, like 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah. So like that was like I'll get more into the story, but. Yeah, I think the way, like, my physical appearance definitely helped me a lot. Like, if I came in there looking like a scrawny little bitch.
It definitely wouldn't have been much of a discussion. Yeah, plus, I think if I remember right, like, you're, like, pretty wide. Like, your thighs and stuff make you look like you're going to be able to run, in a sense, when you meet with them. Like, you're not top-heavy bodybuilder, dude. So you make that decision that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. And at that point, you've got a year to get ready.
Yeah. It was actually a little less than a year. This was April, I believe. Okay. And so I was going in the fall. So, yeah, it was about 6 months at this point now. We kind of skipped over a lot of time. We don't got to talk about it because it's really not that big of a deal. But
we go back to a little bit real quick just and talk about like that torn ACL is like a year rehab. Yeah, it's 9 months for like the guys. It's a 9 month rehab for like a professional athlete who's got millions of dollars and plenty of people to train to make sure he comes back. For a high school kid in a small town, what was that rehab process like? Yeah,
so I got shout out Dr. Slinker from Coordinated Health. He's a goat. He did my surgery. So that when I tore my ACL and then we fast forward all the way to when I went to Marshall, that was about a year and a half ish of time. So throughout that time, I was doing rehab officially with like the hospital 2 to 3 times a week. And I honestly was like kind of just doing my own thing though. Like I would go to rehab and they'd have me like squatting like 10-pound kettlebells, but then I would go to the gym and like back squat 315. And so I was fully recovered in I would say 9 or 10 months. So and I ended up getting my clearance around that time too.
Now, when you're say fully cleared, like at that point, the ACL surgery's healed. Yeah. What about the running? Did that feel like 100%, or do you say was there like a comfort level of, you talk about cuts and things like that that you're making as a runner?
Yeah. So I got the surgery in November. I actually ran track for my high school in the spring.
Oh wow.
So I was not fully recovered at that point. That was about 4 or 5 months, but track's obviously a linear sport. So I was able to run. I was not as fast. Like my leg was definitely atrophied. I wasn't as fast as I normally was. But yeah, honestly, like I think a lot of it for people that have any sort of injury is like the mental and getting over that like mental block of
it's gonna do it again.
Yeah, exactly. But for some reason, I just didn't have it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's the benefit of being young and you're not counting on it at that point. Like but yeah, it's definitely a fear. Like even today, like I've had 2 knee surgeries, and 20 years later, like there's certain times where like feels a little different.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely feels different.
But yeah, like it never stopped me from running or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was more repetitive hamstring tears is what killed me. Yeah,
hamstrings are not hamstring injuries.
Yeah, mine was something goofy. So I had to have a chiropractor tell me that basically like your S4 and your S5 are supposed to what's the word I'm looking for? Where they like merge together or whatever. Okay. And one of mine didn't, which made one of my legs like a half inch longer, which made it like work extra hard when I was running. So not that I had a great college and high school football career, but I played when I was like 32. I started playing semi-pro football, and the first tryouts, I tore my hamstring on a 40-yard dash.
Oh shit!
I ended up coming back like I was stronger than ever when I came and started the season. I had a great season. The second year, tore my hamstring again. That year, I ended up playing with a torn hamstring for probably like 6 or 7 games.
Oh shit!
Like I just had it like super wrapped the whole time, but it was black and blue for probably like 5 weeks.
Jesus. Yeah.
But it's stupid. It's just one of those things where like my body's just meant to tear hamstrings.
Yeah, yeah. It's also a part of the sport. You got to play through injuries. Unfortunately, with football, it's like
But so you get back. You're obviously going above and beyond your typical rehab, and you're feeling pretty normal, pretty quick.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, like I said, I ran track. Running track definitely also helped with my recovery process. Being able to run definitely sped up my recovery. I would say the cutting and stuff did take a little bit of time, but it was really just like consistency of practicing it and going through the motions. But by the time that spring came around, when I was going to Marshall, I was 100%. I was running and lifting and doing everything 100% at that point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was there some times that it was difficult for you where like, you talk about the never ending rehab?
Oh, for sure. The hardest part was hearing the news that I tore my ACL. Like that was because also when I had originally tore it, they told me that it was a MCL tear, or just like a sprain. Actually, they thought it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So I was still playing, and then I go into the doctor's office, and the doctor tells me that I fully ruptured my ACL, tore my meniscus, had a sprained MCL, and I tore my calf. And I'm like, oh my Jesus. So yeah, that was rough. I was
a whole kit caboodle. Was it on a hit or was it contactless?
It was both, which is kind of why it was bad. So what happened was I take the hand off and I had to cut it back to the other side because the defensive end came off the front side, so I cut it back to back side, and the defensive end that had came off the front side came from like kind of a behind angle as I was trying to cut up field. So I had planted with my right leg, and as I planted, he hit me from the back. So it was my weight plus his weight onto my knee, and just caused it to go inwards and pop and not.
Brutal.
Not fun. Yeah.
Anything else happened during that time period that was good for you though? That kind of got you prepped for what was to happen next, or was that pretty much just you alone in the dark of the gym 24/7?
No, I wouldn't say it was all bad. It was definitely. I mean, I was working, so I worked with my uncle during the time. He did construction, so I helped him build his house at the time, and also just do like renovations for him and stuff. He buys and flips houses for the most part, so that was definitely a good experience. And then obviously, like I was able to like hang out with my friends. I got to not go to school for a whole year and just like, obviously I was working like a lot and really dedicated, but you can't be doing that 24/7, obviously.
Gotta have a good time.
Yeah, I definitely had a good time. It was like a lot of people were like when I told them like I'm taking a gap year. When a lot of times when people take a gap year, you're like, oh, you're never coming back.
Yeah, right.
So that was like definitely something I heard a lot. But it worked out in my situation. So I couldn't have. That was the best decision I could have made, was taking that gap year.
So you take the gap year. You decide in April that you're going to go play for Marshall.
Yep.
I'm assuming you show up to campus, end of July, beginning of August? And then did you get any financial assistance, or is this all on you?
Okay, so before we get into that, I did take another trip out to Marshall a second time for orientation. This was, I want to say, in July or so. It was in the summer at some point, and pretty much just, did the whole orientation thing. And I was like, all right, well, I got to go back over to the football facility. I need to talk to somebody again. And so this time I go over and try to open up the indoor, and it was locked. And the football weight room is right next to it. So I go over and it's open. And so I walk into the weight room, and the strength and conditioning coach is in there with a couple other people. And he's a big, scary dude. Like he's a serious dude. And so but I'm, like I said, I was just delusional. So I introduce myself. I tell him what I'm doing or whatever. And so he gives me his business card. He was like, you got some balls walking in here, dude. And he asked me what my name was, told him my name, and then he said, I'm not gonna remember that shit. I was like, okay. So, but yeah, we'll get into who he is, which he's a great guy.
Yeah. I mean, you've got such just like carefree, like whatever the fuck happens. Yeah. Like I could like feel the vibe coming off you when you say it. Yeah. So like I just picture you walking in this room and be like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. And at the time too, I had really long hair, like shaggy hair, curly hair, and I was just like smiling and just like not serious at all. And this dude is one of the most serious people that you'll ever meet. So it was. But yeah, so that happens. Orientation. He pretty much basically told me the same thing that the other guy had told me the first time I went in. And so that's August. Then I go to.
So this is August. They're already playing though, or they're practicing for sure.
They were probably getting ready to go into fall camp at this time.
Right. So freshmen are already there that have scholarships.
Oh yeah.
They've been practicing for quite some time. So this is that's I never thought about that for walking on, but you can't really walk on until the school year starts, essentially, right?
Yeah. So most schools have a walk on tryout in the fall and the spring. So. Okay.
So you could have maybe tried out the spring before.
Yeah, so I would say if someone is going to walk on, I would say you're probably better off doing it in the spring because they're not in season. But if I was on it, if I'm recommending anything, I'd say probably don't walk on. Sucks. It sucks ass. I would say work your way up from the bottom. But I want to take a shortcut.
There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it works out.
Yeah, it worked out for me. I'm just I would not recommend it. But
all right, so you meet this guy, and what happens then?
Yeah. Okay. So
you don't just walk in there and be like, dude, if I could squat 600 pounds right now, will you let me fucking try out? And
I wish
that scenario didn't happen.
No,
I feel like if it was the movies, that would happen. Like you'd have like a mini tryout right then and there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just blow them away by how Nick Chubb squats.
Yeah. Right. No, unfortunately, he told me to kick rocks and leave. But so I leave there, and then I have about a month. I go back home, and then I drive out with my parents in probably I think it was about late August, and move all my stuff into the dorm, and I move in with these two other kids who had no clue who they were. It was just completely. I knew nobody actually in the entire town, and these kids were. One of them. Okay, so this is great. So I get into this dorm room and I look over and I see a unicorn pony stick. You know what I mean?
Like the little kids ride ones.
Yes.
Like
but it's but it's a unicorn, right?
Oh, so God.
So I walk in, that's the first thing I see. And I'm like, uh-oh. And so there's nobody in there when I first walk into the dorm, though. So we start setting up my stuff. And
did your parents see
my
it?
parents were there.
Did they see the unicorn stick?
Oh yeah.
Were your parents like WTF?
We kind of we didn't really say anything about it at first.
You guys are all just silently like awkwardly looking at each other like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're like, okay. And so we start moving my stuff in, and so then a kid comes in, and it was, he looked about the way you probably think he would look, being that he had a unicorn stick. His name's Grant. He's a great guy. He was actually the RA of the floor, and so I lived with my RA, which was great. He was a great guy. I can't say anything bad about him. He's great, but obviously, first impression was definitely pretty wild. Yeah. And so, and then. He actually wasn't my roommate. He was my like suite mate. It was a 4-person dorm room, right?
Okay.
And so the other kid hadn't moved in yet, and he was there's nothing really to say about it, but he was a good guy. Both of them were great. They were pretty much the first people that I met when I got to the college, and they showed me around and introduced me to people. So that was great. But yeah, I get in there, move all my stuff in. Parents leave and they're out, and I'm just there, by myself, don't know anybody. And I got like this one goal is to be on the football team, and I still don't know anybody or have any connections to anybody. And so all right, let's see. I really got to go back into this time, dig into my memory warehouse right now.
I mean, so far, like just think about this. So like, what a great experience for at that point. You're what, 19 years old, basically 18 years old.
Yep. 19 at the time.
And I mean, that's one way to learn how to grow up quick. You don't have anybody else to lean on. Your parents are gone. It's your first time out of the house, and you're a complete stranger.
Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately, that's kind of where you find out what you're made of, right? So,
exactly.
Good experience overall after you get past the unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. It was a great experience, and nothing that I did like I regret at all. It was a learning lesson, if anything. So, but yeah, so let's see. So I get there, and obviously I have my classes and stuff, but I don't give a fuck about my classes. I want to play
football.
I want to play football. So they did announce that they were having a meeting for anybody that wanted to walk on. It might have been like 2 or 3 weeks into when classes started. So that was
okay. So you had to start classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And during that 2 to 3 weeks, I'm assuming you're working out.
Yeah, I'm just working out. Yeah, meeting people at the rec and just kind of trying to like meet as many people as I can at the time. And then so yeah, they have this meeting for anybody that wants to walk on. And so we go over into the football facility. They have it in the team meeting room, and there was like maybe 20 people in there, so there wasn't like a whole lot. And they sit us down, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not having walk-on tryouts."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow. So, well, first let me ask you this: when you walk in to see 20 guys in there that are trying out, where did you feel like? Did you obviously the first thing you do is you measure yourself up against the other 20? How did you feel like you stood?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty confident in myself. So I was.
Were you like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be? This is okay. I can handle this. Or were you like, holy shit, I'm up against some freaking.
No, nobody in there would. No, I definitely looked the part when I was in there for sure. Like, not to like throw any shade to anybody that was in there, but yeah, it was a bunch of just like frat kids that wanted to play football, basically. It wasn't.
So if you're gonna walk on at a Division I school, Marshall is not a bad start.
I would say, yeah. I mean, if anybody knows the whole story with the plane crash, I would say, honestly, with the coaching staff that was there at the time, didn't take the walk-ons super seriously because the whole coaching staff essentially came from Alabama, so they were really, really strict. But in general, Marshall was built off of walk-ons.
Right.
That was honestly one of probably the motivating factors of me going there because of that history that they had there. And it didn't end up working out like that. They were built on walk-ons, but they're not built on walk-ons anymore.
Right.
But yeah, so I wouldn't say there's one school or another that you'd have a better chance at. Like it's really dependent on
that coaching staff, the coaching, everything.
There's a lot of factors.
And it's spring too. Let's be honest. It's fall already.
Yeah.
They're already in the middle of practice. They've already got their lineups, their rosters, everything figured out at that point. To have a real shot. Do they probably do spring tryouts the year before? Or you don't know?
To be honest, I don't know. So the reason that they didn't have the tryouts in the fall at that time was because of COVID. So there was a bunch of guys that had extra years, so they had a full roster, so they couldn't take on. They didn't have enough room to have anybody else on the team. So that's why they didn't end up having the walk-on tryouts then.
All right. Well, you're still delusional. That doesn't change, right?
Yes.
So
I am.
Are you like
full, okay?
Let me keep stats at this point, or like what are you doing at this point?
Yeah. So I am definitely still very delusional. This definitely demotivated me a little bit, though. I was like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do now? I'm stuck here at least for the next semester, obviously. They did say we potentially might have tryouts in the spring, but they didn't say for sure. And so walking out of that meeting, I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna stay here until the spring and see how it works out. But I'm also just gonna do as much as I possibly can to give myself the best possible opportunity to, when I do walk on in the spring, I need to get on the team. Like I can't wait around here another full semester, another 4-5 months, and then walk on and then it'd be for nothing like that just yet, And so I was like, all right, so I need to make connections. I need to, because in this world, obviously, the people you know is how you get into places. You gotta know people. And so what I ended up doing is probably a couple of days after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go over to the football facility. I'm going to see if I can get an internship. And so I go over and talk to somebody, and they're like, okay, you can email us. We'll get back to you. Email them. No response. I go over another week later, say the same thing. They're like, all right, we'll get back to you this time. Just send us another email. And do the same thing, wait another week, no response. So this is the second time that I went there. So I go there a third time, and third time was the charm. So I go there and talk to the same person again, and they're like, all right, I think, I don't know what they were thinking at this point, but they were probably like, okay, this kid's came here 3 times. Maybe we'll give him a shot.
Yeah, right.
Persistence is key for sure. So they take me into the football operations, his office. His name is Sherrod. He's great, super great guy. And he's like, well, rewind a little bit. I, at this point, thought maybe I'll work in the mailroom or help with recruiting or something.
So what happens when you walked in the third time? They're like, don't even worry about sending us another email. We got something for you, and they walk you right in, or do you remember what happened? Or
to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if they recognized me or because every time I went in there, I acted like it was my first time walking in there. I explained myself. I was like, hey, I obviously told him I had sent him an email before, but no, she was basically just like, okay, maybe something had came up and she knew about this opportunity that I was about to be presented, and that's why she took me back there. But yeah, no, it wasn't yeah, I don't know. It just kind of happened. I was like, I walked in there. I didn't really know, because the last 2 times I walked in there, they told me to leave. So I figured the same thing was going to happen. But this time it just was like, oh, I just ended up floating to the football operations manager's room. So,
good spot to be.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I was just thinking maybe I'll help out recruiting. I'll just be around the people that are in the football facility to make connections, so they know who I am.
Yeah, maybe slip in your own tape a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly. So, not that there was anything special, but yeah. So he's like, okay, well, we have a spot open in the strength and conditioning room, and so when I heard that, I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
sweet. I love working out, and that would obviously put me with in connection with all the players. Everybody's there. So I was super, that was when I got that I called mom and dad up right away. I was like, this is awesome. And so, and basically, still at this point though, it was just okay, I'm going to do this internship. I wasn't guaranteed nothing. I'm just doing the internship to make connections. Right. And so they give me I give them my information or whatever. And then a little later that night, I get a text from a number, and they're like, okay, be at the weight room at 7 a.m. the next day. And I'm, okay, sweet.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. And so I get in there the next day, and the same guy that I saw the first time that I walked in the weight room when I was on my orientation was there, right? That super serious guy.
Yeah. Never going to remember your name, guy?
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And so they were still finishing up their like morning lift or whatever. And so I'm waiting there, and they finish up, and he tells me to come over. And I introduced myself. I obviously, figured he didn't remember me. But he was like, I remember you, that kid with the long hair. So obviously I laughed when he said that, and he was like, wipe that fucking smirk off your face. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I got pretty serious. And so at that point, I was still, I wanted to make sure. I was like, I'm here to play football. I'm not here to like be a strength and conditioning coach. I'm not here to just like do an internship for the meanwhile, whatever. Like I made it clear to him. I'm like, I want to do this because I want to play football here and not for any other reason. And he definitely respected. He told me, he was like, I respect you, like being straight up with me. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to treat you like a player. Your standard is going to be a lot higher than everybody else because of what you want to do. And that was definitely the case. So after that, I go in there at 7 a.m., right? And that was it. We talked, we had that conversation, and they told me, all right, you got to be here at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. And so from there,
so let me cut you off real quick. And I know you're in the middle of the story, but do you know what the position is at this point? Like what you're actually going to be doing?
No.
So no clue what you're going to be doing
at this point. No, I had no clue.
Are you the only one doing it, or are there other people in the same position?
Nope. Yeah, I'm the only intern. There's other assistant like strength coaches and stuff, but I was the only intern.
Okay. All right. Just go ahead. Yeah. So you got to be there at 4:30 the next day.
Yeah. I think it was 4:30. Yeah, it was 4:30. I get there, and so the person that I had to report to was the assistant, and his name was Will, and he was the one that told me what to do, right? And so I come in, and I'll just give a basic rundown of what I was doing throughout this entire internship. So I was essentially just cleaning the weight room, making protein shakes, and like organizing things, but to like the extremest of levels. Like I would clean the same exact thing from top to bottom every single day for the next like month and a half or 2 months. And like I was just cleaning things that didn't need to be cleaned. I was scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush. I was just doing absolutely ridiculous things, and everything had to be perfect. Like there's a snack bar, so all of the snacks had to be the same label, the same way, everything, it was
just right,
just very, very anal, which I do have a good attention to detail. So, which it worked out. But so the first day I walk in, and Will tells me what I'm supposed to do. He tells me to go clean this, do that, whatever. And then I'll just, so I don't have to keep saying the strength coach, his name, the head strength coach's name, his name is BA. BA comes in, and the first thing he says to me, and this is the only thing that he said to me, he was like, you need to get a fucking haircut. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, whatever, dude. Like, I didn't take it serious, I'm like, okay. And so that was the first day. He didn't say anything to me the entire day. That was the only thing he said to me the whole day. So finish up the day. I would spend, I got there at 4:30, and I wouldn't leave until, depending on the day, either 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. because I had class. Obviously, they'll let me go to class. So from 4:30 to 11 or 10, that was pretty much my work day. And then I would go to class, and then go to class, work out, go to sleep, do the same thing over again.
Yeah, that's a pretty brutal schedule for a 19-year-old kid, too. I mean, all your friends are going to frat parties, and it's college. So, like, the parties start on Wednesday and go all through the weekend, and here you are up at 4:30 all your buddies are just making the walk back to the dorm.
Yeah.
Tough times.
Oh, it was definitely.
But you know what? It just goes to show when you have a vision or a goal for yourself, like you're the kind of guy that can, hammer down and make it happen. So
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a great experience. It sucked in the moment, but it was a great experience for sure. So that was the first day. Second day, I walk in and do my normal stuff. By the time I was about to leave, the assistant Will came up to me and he asked me, "What did BA say to you yesterday?" And I was like, "Well, the only thing he told me was that I need to get a haircut." And so he was like, "Yeah, well, you need to get a haircut or you can't continue the internship."
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh shit." That was my response. I'm like, "Oh shit." What?
Yeah.
And so at this point, like I said, I had long hair, like long hair. And it was kind of somewhat of like a personality trait to me. Like it was me. Like, I'm like, this is my hair.
Yeah, right.
Can't get rid of it. And so, and I don't want to say I argued with him, but I definitely like was putting up a fight with him. I'm like, well, what does this have anything to do with like my dedication to wanting to do this, play football or any of it? And at the end of the conversation, he was pretty much just like, well, either you get the haircut or you don't continue the internship. Like, it's kind of like one or the other. And so at that point, that was like the like turning point. I like just kind of like he said those exact words, and then he walked away, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, like this is it. Like I came here to do this, and I'm like tearing up looking in myself in the mirror. I'm like I just have to do it. Like what other choice do I have? And so I go back to the dorm room, and my roommate has just like a trimmer, electric trimmer, no guard, shave my head off completely. And I do want to make a disclaimer. He didn't tell me I had to shave my head. I shaved my head to make a point. Like I was like, I
don't care.
Yeah, exactly. They actually gave me $40 to like go get my haircut. Like he told me he was like, just get it like cleaned up, just make it look presentable, because it was like it was shaggy for sure. It was like, if you know like Danny Duncan, I looked like Danny Duncan essentially. But yeah, he was like, you just got to clean it up. But I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, like I'm doing it. And so I do that. I come in the next day, and they're like, "What the fuck?" they were not expecting it for sure. And obviously they made fun of me and stuff, which they had the right to. it was ridiculous, but they made fun of me. But they definitely, like, I actually firmly believe that me doing that got me on the team. Like that maybe I could have gotten another way on, but that like kind of secured it. They're like, okay, like this dude just shaved his head to like do this. He like it really, because in the moment when he told me I got to cut my hair to keep doing it, it didn't like process in my head. I'm like, why does this matter? It just didn't click in my head. But like thinking of it from an outside point of view, someone who's shaving their head to like it, that shows like some dedication. Like that shows that you really
like you think this was gonna stop me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was so after that, essentially, like I said, the rest of the semester, this was probably early October is when I started it. I did the same thing every day. I got up, had to be there at 4:30, didn't leave until I had class, and then on the weekends I'd still come in because this was during the season, so I would come in and have to come in on the weekends and get the weight room ready for the official visits. I would come in, so I had to make sure all of the weights had the logos up, and I had to clean the floors, all that stuff. And so I do this up for, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks, right? And so like I said, at this point I am still just doing this to make the connections to the program, right? And then one day, so I said like the shaving my head and like realizing I have to shave my head, that was like the turning point where I was like, oh shit. Then the like finally the like, wow, I did this moment was right here. So like I don't know if I was like mopping or like using the vacuum or something, I forget, but BA asked me, he was like, do you know where that goes? And I'm like, no, I do not know where it goes. And so it went in like one of the cleaning facilities in the other building or whatever, doesn't matter. But what happens is he takes me and we walk over there, and on our walk he was like telling me, and at this point, he hadn't really talked to me much throughout the entire 3 weeks, and this was the first time he really talked to me. And he said, I really like respect how hard you work. I respect that what you're doing. Like you haven't been late one day. You do everything you're told, and you do it exactly how we say to do it. And so I'm like, oh, thank you, really appreciate it. And then as we're walking back, he said, well, I really like your work ethic. And at the end of the semester, if you finish out and you continue doing what you're doing, then I'll get you a spot on the team. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So that was like crazy. I'm like, and honestly, at that point, I didn't really believe it. Like, it's like he said it and I heard it, but like, I still just didn't really process. Like, obviously, I was really excited, but I almost didn't want to get my hopes up, kind of thing.
Right.
And but it definitely gave me more motivation to keep coming in. And I made sure I didn't miss that alarm. And so
did you call mom and dad?
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. Yep. And
mom and dad pretty supportive of this entire process for you?
Extremely supportive. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for more support. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was awesome.
Are they still in Eastern PA, or have they come back this way?
Yes, yeah. My mom still lives in Easton, where I went to school at, and then my dad lives down near Philly area.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they've been supportive through that whole process, and still are extremely supportive, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so he tells me that, right? And at this point, I still had another couple weeks left to keep going.
This is what, end of December, I'm assuming?
No, this is end of October.
Okay.
And so so this is about end of October. He tells me this. I have I was gonna leave after or before Thanksgiving break. I was gonna go home because actually my mom had like run into some car issues and she had to use my car. So I told him, I was like, when I leave for Thanksgiving break, like I need to stay home because my mom needs to use my car. And so they understood it, like they were understanding. But yeah, so I finish out, I keep doing what I was doing. And I leave Thanksgiving break, and I had a nice conversation with BA before I left. He was like, was your family in the military? Because I was so dedicated to this. Everything I did was like extremely to the point, and I was extremist at every, like if they told me to do something, I did it 120%.
Right.
And so my family was in the military. I do have some family members in the military. Actually, my mom's dad was in the military, and so my mom is really like she's, I want to say strict, but she is very hard. Like she's a what's it called? Tough love.
Yeah,
very tough love.
But I think this is more about you just having a true passion for something, right? And like nothing meant more to you than 100%. Whatever it took to succeed at that passion.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that was definitely the biggest part. But yeah, so I go back home for Thanksgiving. And like I said, after he told me that he was going to give me a spot on the team, and like I had left and had that conversation with him, he said like, we'll be in contact with you or whatever. But you know, like I still just didn't believe it because I had been through so much up to this point. Yeah. I'm like, is this really going to happen? Like, I don't know. It's hard to believe still. And so I'm home, and at some point while I'm home, I get a text from a random number telling me that I got to be back on this date because I got to get my physicals and all this stuff. And that was the time where I'm like, wow, like
this is happening.
Wow, it's happening. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that, and then essentially after, I go back on the day that they told me to, they get me signed up, and the rest is history.
So at that team, you're on the team before the end of the year, actually.
So no, I came back in January. And so I was on the team.
Oh, you were home for quite some time.
Yes, I can't. Yep. So
okay. So you came back second semester.
So
for the upcoming year, you were on the team.
Yep.
I mean, it's not the way that you'd expect to get on the team. Definitely like, there's no crazy story from the weight room or one day you just outran half the defense on a random sprint race or something. Like, it was just showing up.
It was, it's the classic example of just like consistency and persistence in something that you really want to do.
Absolutely. Well, do you want to get into what the first season looked like?
Yeah, for sure. Cause that's definitely not where the story
you had
ends.
To be that whole, that next 7 months had to be like the most craziest, like,
that's definitely not where the story ends whatsoever. I would say it's probably the craziest part of the story, but it was still a lot of stuff that went on after that. I get on the team, and So at this point, I have a lot of debt owed to BA. Like he got me on the team. Like I gotta really I gotta really respect anything that he wants me to do, anything that he says. I really have to respect it more than anybody else because obviously what he did for me. And for anybody that doesn't know, I played running back in high school, and that was my main position. I did play defense. I played safety in high school, but my really main passion for the game was playing running back. Like that's what I loved most about the game. I was playing running back, and so I get there, and so in the winter, in this beginning part of the season, this is obviously after they just got done playing a season. So the coaches aren't really around, especially in January and February and stuff. And so we're just doing regular lifts. And so I'm in a 5 a.m. lift group with actually at this time I was with all the transfers that came in because obviously there's no freshmen that just came in. So it's all the transfers that came in after the season. And and so this is a funny story. So maybe the second or third lift that we had, there was a couple kids that came in late, and they were very, very strict on clothing. Like you had to have your shirt tucked in, you couldn't wear hats, you couldn't have a hood up, you had to have the right socks. Everybody had to be wearing the same thing. Couldn't have jewelry, whatever. And so obviously these transfers are coming in, and they don't always know the rules or want to follow the rules at first. And so the third day, it was January, and somebody was late or had a beanie on or something, and BA took us out and was like, all right, we're running the stadium, and it's snowing out. Oh. So we had to run a stadium snake, and the Marshall Football Stadium isn't the biggest stadium ever, but it's definitely not small. And
it's not a high school stadium.
No, it's not a high school stadium, so it takes a while. And the funny thing, I'm from Eastern PA, so I'm used to the cold, and it wasn't a huge deal. It was actually pretty surreal while I'm doing it. I'm like, wow, it wasn't because this is one of my first times actually on the team doing something with the team
and in the stadium.
Yeah, so honestly, for me it was a cool experience. I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Getting smoked. Everybody else is like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, and so but the one kid I will always remember, he was a transfer from Florida, and he had never seen snow before in his entire life, and this was his first experience in snow. It was funny, but so that there's a million stories I can go into with that, but essentially, he BA for I don't know if it was for a reason of numbers or if it was just because he kind of had the power over to me to tell me what he wanted me to do. But I wanted to obviously play running back, so when we would have skill and drill, I would go with the running backs and do training with them. But one day someone messed up, and he wasn't in a good mood, and he told me, he was like, you're a linebacker, you need to be a linebacker. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not, but okay. And so then the next time we went out, I still went with the running backs, and then he ended up getting really pissed off, and he's like, you gotta go with linebackers, you're gonna be a linebacker. And so it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I have to try and be a linebacker now, which definitely was I was kind of, that definitely demotivated me a little bit, not only because I had never played linebacker before, but that was just not what I wanted to do, even though obviously I'm in a very interesting situation where I can't always do what I want to do, but
right.
But yeah, so I was at this point now, the first goal was all right, get on the football team. Now the goal turned into be a running back, which was you always got to have a goal, I guess. So it did give me something to work towards.
Yeah, because once you get moved, it's moving back is really hard.
It definitely, yeah.
So you got to be fighting VA on this the entire time, one way or another.
Yeah. So, thankfully, there's a lot of great guys at this. Okay, I'll shout someone out who's a super great guy, super humble guy, and a crazy athlete. His name's Rasheen Ali. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He played at Marshall. He was the running back there. He plays on the Baltimore Ravens now. Great guy, a great athlete. He was probably one of the first running backs in the room that really talked to me and got to know me, and I got to know him. And we formed the friendship. And so what I would do is I would when it was formal practice time, I would go with the linebackers, but then afterwards I would go with the running backs. Usually it would just really be me and him, or if like a couple other people would go, but I would just do running back type of drills. And
so he was staying late.
Yes.
And you were like, I'm going to stay with him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that really helped out a lot. I mean, he like formed me as let me just clarify this. When I first got there, I was not a very good football player. Like I thought I was a decent football player, but I was not, like I was decent, but like I was not a Division I football player when I first got there. Not by any means. And so learning from him definitely shaped me into somewhat of a, like, I would consider I had a Division I level of skill of football by the time that I had left. Definitely not the best, but
yeah,
I had the skill. So, but anyway, so I continued doing this, and then we go into our winter conditioning program, which is called fourth quarter. It's I haven't technically been through any other conditioning program, but from everybody that had been through it, that had been to other schools and everything, it was the worst program. It came from Alabama, and it was terrible. Like it was, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but it was ridiculously extensive, and it's 4 weeks of hell. How
many hours a day?
How many hours a day? I would say at least like 5, so you're
4 weeks of 5 hours a day of hell, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, and so there's actually limits on how many hours you can have, especially during the off season.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not follow those. And you can also like not like practice a certain amount of during the winter, I don't even know if you can actually like practice with coaches there, but we would do a full like practice and then do full conditioning and then like do more after the condition. Is ridiculous. But anyway, so we start this program, and I think this may have been one of the reasons why B had me go as a linebacker, because the way that this program is structured is everybody's in groups and everybody's grouped in by their position. And so the linebackers were a little bit short, so they needed some more people in the linebacker group, right? And so I'm going with the linebackers at this point, and I'm like, I'm small compared to a Division I linebacker. Like I'm a decent size, but compared to these guys,
yeah, they're like 6'3", 220.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So which means I'm a good bit quicker than them. Like I was like smoking most of them in anything that had to do with speed or agility. Like I was, and I mean I'm pretty strong as well, but I was, yeah. And most of the drills I was outperforming them, at least in that sense.
Well, that's good.
Definitely not a better linebacker.
No, but it doesn't matter. In the January, nobody's counting the tackles.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're like, wow, look at this linebacker. He's a physical specimen.
Yeah. Exactly. And, but so I honestly can't remember if I went with them throughout the entire fourth quarter program or if this happened afterwards, but throughout the entire time, I was still doing these additional drills and extra work with the running backs. And one day we were out on the game field. Me and Rasheen were just doing random drills or whatever. And I definitely still have it saved in my phone because I'm never going to forget it. He sent me a voice note of him saying that he had talked to the running back coach and saying that he's going to get me in with the running backs and I'm going to be a running back now. And that was like the other moment where I'm like, oh.
That was from BA?
No, that was from Rasheen Ali.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was a starting running back at that time, so he has some pull.
Yeah.
And so I guess what happened was the running back coach had the way the stadium set up, the football facility where all the coaches' offices and stuff are looks out over the whole football field. So I guess the running back coach was watching us do our drills on the field, and he had asked Rasheen like, well, who is this kid thing? And so he told him, and then somehow he convinced him to let me be a running back. So then from that point on, I was a running back, which was awesome.
But now you weren't the front of the.
Yeah, no, I did. I would say I definitely still held my own. Like I've always been I think that was honestly my skill in terms of football is where I had always lacked in. My physical ability was I was always fast as shit and strong as shit, and then learning the game of football is what had to come next, because I think it mainly comes from where I played, like where I played high school football. Was, like I said, nobody played. The knowledge of football was not very good.
Sure.
So I did not have a very high standard
like
of when
a football IQ.
Football IQ is terrible.
Gotcha. Run through the 3 hole, run through the 2 hole.
Yeah. That's all I knew. Exactly. So and yeah, obviously I learned a lot as I was there, but that was and even up until when I stopped playing, that was still definitely my limiting factor, was my football IQ. The people that just had been doing this their whole life and had been taught at such a high level from a young age, it just, I mean, I don't want to say it was impossible for me to catch up. I definitely think it could have been possible.
There's just stuff that's out there. Like, I don't know if you saw it today, actually. Aqib Talib, I want to say it's like his nephew or something, who's like 12 years old. They had like video of him on ESPN today of him like playing cornerback.
Oh, really?
Against some kid that's playing wide receiver. And honestly, dude, if you looked at the video from far away, you wouldn't think it was any different than an NFL wide receiver and corner playing, because they're so fast, so quick, and just great ball skills already. And like, there's just some things that like you're in the right program and you get in front of the right people, that somebody takes that athletic skill and turns it into a player.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's definitely not
happening in Easton, Pennsylvania.
No,
nothing wrong with that. But
no,
it's like, I went to Cloverleaf, so Kyle Juszczyk came from Cloverleaf.
Oh, okay, right.
And it's just funny because like a few make it out of there, but ultimately like they probably, I think Cloverleaf went to the playoffs the couple of years that he was here, but it wasn't like somebody was like, this dude's going to be an NFL player, we can focus an offense around him. And so this is still spring, and I want to get into what you're doing now, but how does the football season take shape that year? Because you're a sophomore technically, right?
Yeah. So I was a redshirt freshman. Yeah. So a sophomore redshirt freshman at this point. And so we go through spring ball pretty much throughout the entire spring ball. I'm trying to learn this playbook. It took me pretty much all the way, the entire spring ball, to really understand the playbook. Not that it's really that complicated. Like I said, I just didn't have the football IQ to understand what they were talking about.
Gotcha.
So once I picked it up, now, my football IQ is way better now. So if I was given a playbook now, I'd be able to pick it up pretty easily. But so I picked that up, and I have we play our spring game, like a self scrimmage, and I get like three plays in there, which was awesome for me.
Yeah, right.
It was awesome. I had like maybe like a 5-yard run or something like that.
So let's go back. So first you get the playbook.
Yeah.
Was it crazy like where like a play's got like 7 words in it and stuff like that, or was it just crazy like based off this formation, you going to the right, or you blocking to the left, or you sliding with protection, or you going like that type of part that was difficult for you?
Yeah. So the thing with college, probably really any like high level program, there's not like a playbook. Like they don't just like give you a book, because then people are gonna spread it around, and people are leaving all the time with the transfer portal. So you're pretty much stuck on having to take your own notes from the meetings that you have, and you probably spend more time in meetings and in the film room than you do on the game field. It's ridiculous. How long you're sitting in there. But so you're essentially have to kind of piece it together on your own, and especially because everybody else is kind of already expected to have a fun foundational knowledge of this stuff. And so the running back coach was explaining things in a way that I kind of just wasn't like. It was hard for me to pick up because he's expecting me to know more than I did at the time, which is fine because he needs to be worrying about the people that are playing, not me. So understandable, but definitely makes it harder on me. And so so it's the hardest part about it is understanding the like foundations of it, of like understanding the concepts that you're put into. So like now if you're calling a mesh formation or you're calling a mesh play, like I'm always going to line up to the boundary and I'm always going to run a wheel. Like I know that. That's just like a short example, but like that's something that I didn't know before. But now like, and it just adds another layer to it when you're calling mesh like crocodile or something. You know? Like, so like now you have to remember all these different like terms and also know the concept to the term. And when you don't even know the concept, then it's hard to like tie a term to a concept that you don't know. So that's kind of where like the time and but it really just took time and studying it, and eventually it kicks in. And then obviously the best way to learning is actually doing it. So like getting the reps was.
So for somebody who hasn't played like an NFL or high level college, like essentially like when you hear them say like, well, there's like, you know, like Sean McVay's offense, they say he's got like 25 words to call a play.
Yeah.
Essentially that's because the first word is originally you start with the concept.
Yep.
And then the first word is a change to the concept because of
based on the defense.
And then the second word is another change.
Yep.
And the third word is another change.
Yeah.
So like the concept has you running a wheel route on the mesh.
Yep.
But then the second one's crocodile, which means somebody else is doing something else. So now you have to do something else.
Exactly.
It's not like it's a play like we're not calling like 241 Bravo and it's like where the 2 is running through the 1 hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly. Yeah. And our offense wasn't that complicated. We didn't have any check plays. So if we did check and play, we would turn to the sideline and they'd give us another play. So that definitely made it easier. But I was obviously around like a lot of NFL players and stuff that would come in and we would see their playbooks and stuff, which like you were saying is pretty crazy. But honestly, I think like I think if you understand the concepts, you add in those extra things, it wouldn't make a huge difference. Like I think really understanding those concepts is what really like
is where the learning process takes up. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So how was a spring ball? You get 3 carries in the scrimmage.
Yeah. So
or 3 carries or 3 plays?
I think it was 3 carries. Yeah.
Oh, you'd be feeling good.
Oh, I was feeling really good.
Do you remember how many yards you had?
Not enough for a first down. I actually.
Do you remember your first hit?
Because on my first hit, I dislocated my shoulder.
What?
Yeah. So I had like a nice like 5 or 6 yard run, and I get hit, and my shoulder hits the ground, and it pops out, and I'm like, oh shit! And I get up and I pull my arm, and it goes back in. I'm like, all right, well, let's go next play, and then I ran 2 more plays, and I don't even know if I got any yards the next 2 plays, but.
Dislocated shoulder. Like, son of a gun, man.
I know. I was, but I didn't even. The adrenaline was so high.
Yeah,
I didn't even like. I come off the sideline and I like the trainer was there and I'm like, I just dislocated my shoulder. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm fine. It's okay. I'm good because I still wanted to go back in. I didn't end up getting back in, but yeah. So yeah, it was definitely.
Do you remember who you guys played?
It was a self scrimmage.
It was?
Yeah. We just played. It's honest. The spring games are definitely pretty rigged. They put all of like the starters on one team and then all the non-starters on the other team.
So it's like 55 to 14 or something.
Yeah. But it was still a great experience. But yeah, the leading up to that throughout spring ball really wasn't too eventful. Like I said, I didn't really play much because I was still learning the playbook, and they're not just gonna throw me in there if I don't know what I'm doing. So. But
gives you something to work on that summer, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that during that summer, actually, funny enough, so during that summer is when I started doing social media. That was like when I picked that up. I started recording myself doing running back drills, and that ended up doing really well. I made a couple of those videos, and they got a couple 100,000 views, and then. But I wasn't very consistent. Like I would make one because I was still at this like definitely very focused on football at this time. So like I was just kind of recording them and posting videos, not really taking it too serious. But that was kind of the start of it. And then I did like my first video that really took off. It got like over 1 million views. I posted me squatting 545, and it was
front squat, right? Or
no, it was a back squat. I wish I could front squat 545. That'd be nice. One day maybe. But no, yeah. So it was like one of those classic, like in the weight room, everybody's yelling and shit. And as soon as I saw the video, I was like, oh, this is gonna do good.
Yeah, right.
It was my like lifetime PR, and yeah, so that ended up doing really good. But that was the last video I posted because I was right at the end of the summer, and then we started fall camp. So posted that video, and then we go into fall camp, and not thinking about social media at all because fall camp is crazy. It's basically you're like at the football facility the entire day. You get there like 6 a.m. and you're there until like 10 p.m. For like 2.5-ish weeks or so. And so I go through that, and actually had a pretty solid fall camp at this point. Like I was training, and I was really focusing on like getting better during the summer. So I came into fall camp, and I did good. I had a nice couple runs. I exceeded more than I thought I was going to. But I'm still obviously like the walk-on kid. So, and there were other walk-ons there, but I was in a, how I got in the team was just different. So I'm definitely in a different situation. But so at this point going into fall camp, really my main focus wasn't on playing running back. I knew that probably wasn't going to happen. Really what I wanted to do was get on special teams because that's like the way in, especially as a walk-on. So, but this is kind of where my
now was your what's his name still playing that year? Or did he move?
Rasheen, Rasheen was still there. Yes, okay. He was.
So you can still do running back drills and stuff with him and whatnot. Because you said you guys had kind of developed a pretty good friendship.
Yeah, but I was still, like I was with the running, like I was practicing with the running backs and everything. So that was definitely not, But my kind of honestly, I said my focus was on special teams. I should say I should have focused more on special teams. I did focus on it, but I really should have focused more on it because that was really my only opportunity being in the situation that I was in. But my football IQ still was just not my running back IQ was getting better for sure. But my overall football IQ and especially like special teams IQ was just not good enough. And also just my like techniques of like the techniques that you use on special teams are way different than any other part of the game. I mean, maybe if you play defense or you're like a DB or something, then it's similar. But as a running back, the techniques that I use as a running back are not really going to translate over to blocking somebody on a punt return or a kickoff or something like that. Right. So, but yeah, so I go through there, and the special teams coordinator at the time was definitely had his eye on me because I'm a strong, quick, fast, somewhat athletic person.
Right.
So like I was definitely being looked at. Like I said, I probably didn't focus on it as enough as I should have, and ended up not. I just didn't excel enough in the drills and stuff like that. So going into after fall camp is over with. Going to the season, and essentially I'm just a scout running back, which sucks ass. It was terrible. It's so bad. But I mean, it gets you better for sure, but it's not very...
I mean, at least you're getting handoffs in front of the coaches and being able to show off your abilities.
That's for sure. All of my highlights that I have are from scout team, which it is definitely a good... It makes you a lot better because you're going against the starting defense.
Well, I was gonna say, you get. I mean, because Marshall, this is what 2021, 2022.
This was 22.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of like a first day or second day draft picks on that defense. I think. Oh yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Mike Green was.
Who's the defensive end that went first overall, or not first overall, but first round? Was that last year?
Past year, yep.
Yeah, so he was probably there back then. So. I mean, there's some ballers from Marshall.
Him, Mike Green, another one that plays on the Rams now. Eli Neal, who was there. He's a linebacker. Overall, it was a solid defense for sure.
Yeah, so you rip off a 20-yard run or 15-yard run on scout, first of all, hell yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely got like infinitely better during that time. That honestly is where I became like a high level running back like that.
Right.
Well, like the reason I'm able to like do the things that I can do now is because of that. And so I go through that, but like I said, being a scout team running back, especially at that level, sucks and is not sustainable at all, especially when you have a strength coach like BA that is making you lift and do crazy shit during the season after you just got beat up by the first team defense. And
so how's that? I was gonna say that's another part of this. That relationship with BA, is still developing. He's the strength and conditioning coach, so he's pushing you a little bit harder.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he definitely I would say he probably expected more out of me than the average, like walk on at least. Probably not. He didn't expect more out of me than like one of the scholarship guys, but definitely out of the walk ons for sure. And and so it wasn't even like the expectation that he projected out to me. I also just felt like I had to live up to like his standard, you know what I mean? Like, so just like internally, whenever we were doing something in a weight room, I always felt like I had to go 110% no matter what. And so that did not work out into my favor because so during the season, we would have, I don't know if we had a name for it, but so on Thursdays, they're called noise days. So we go in the indoor and they would blast crowd noise on Thursdays to get you ready for game situations. And so, and it was essentially a full practice. We were in bulbs. So like you're wearing everything besides knee pads essentially. And so it's a full practice. And after that, we would do a crazy leg workout, which would be like 10 by 10 squats and then lunge 400 meters or like, there's just a bunch of different things. And I would like go 100, like I would load up the bar as much as I could and like do as much as I could, which probably was not a good idea. And so a combination of just getting like beat up on and lifting probably too much. That's when I got a tear in my labrum, in my hip labrum. But I didn't know this at the time though. So
this is during season.
Yeah, so this is during the season. This is I want to say it started around halfway through the season. The way it started is I had like a little kind of like stiffness and pain in my back. And so like I like the first week I felt like I just pulled my glute kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like then, your upper butt, your lower back type.
Right. Yeah. And then about a week into having that feeling, I wasn't able to like bend over all the way. Like I couldn't like touch my toes, and it progressively got worse to the point where like I couldn't like bend over more than like this without having like
so crazy. During this, you're still going practice, still working out, doing all that stuff, or are you like on light?
No, yeah. So for I would say 2 or 3 weeks, I pushed through it, and like actually, yeah, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I pushed through it and didn't say anything to the trainers, which was stupid. But yeah, so I just kind of just kept going. And then when it got to the point where I couldn't lean over, that's when I had said something to the trainers. I'm like, hey, like I'm having this problem. And then I got to a point where I couldn't. So I sat out for maybe like 2 weeks or so, and it had gotten better. It was really the reason I couldn't bend over was probably because of the inflammation pressing on my sciatica, and it would just like shoot down my leg. It was terrible. But still at this time I didn't get an x-ray. I didn't really get anything. It's in season. So like, I'm just trying to get through the season. And so I can't exactly remember how long I took off, but a week or two, took off, came back, and still bothering me, but I'm just kind of like pushing through it. And then I probably went another week, and then it flared up really bad. I could barely walk, couldn't sleep. And then I sat out again, and then I sat out until we went to the bowl game. So I probably sat out a total of like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And so I sat, because when I sat out the second time, I was like, all right, I'm going to sit out until this is all the way better, because I don't want to like I don't want to make this worse. So like the objective of sitting out into the bowl game was to be fine for the bowl game and be able to like potentially play. Because in a bowl game, that's a situation where some guys transfer. There might be an opportunity where I get to play. So that was kind of the goal.
So during this process, because I mean, you hear about injuries like from a starter, he's out 3 to 4 weeks, something like that, and he's getting all this attention, he's getting all the fit. What's happening to you in this 3 to 4 weeks? Does people even notice that you're off the scout team right now, or is there just 2 or 3 other backs there to fill your role? Is BA trying to help you through this? Do you have, you know, you know what I mean? Like, is there anybody that's giving you any kind of attention through this?
So definitely not a whole lot of attention. I will say, there's probably 3 or 4 trainers in the football training room. The head trainer really isn't going to deal with me a whole lot. It really just depends on who's in there. If there's nobody in there, then they'll help me out. But it definitely does come on a priority basis. If there's a guy that is a starter or a scholarship guy, he's going to get their attention first before they have my attention. So definitely didn't have the same attention for sure, which doesn't help. But I can't, you also, there's only so many people. So there's only, you really can't, it does suck and it puts you in a bad position, but there's nothing you can really do about it.
Right.
So yeah, they told, they had me doing rehab stuff, and they tell me, hey, you got to come in this time and do your stuff. And I mean, as a scholarship guy, they're going to really be on that person. You have to be here. They're going to call you and make sure you're in there. For me, it was kind of you just come in, and if you're not here, that's on you.
Right.
But I did all my rehab. I was cold during this time. I was big in the cold plunges, and that was the one thing that would really help it, because it was just a lot of inflammation. So that would alleviate the inflammation a lot. But let's see. So yes, I'd sit out. I'm doing my rehab and everything, and it gets to the point by the time the bowl game comes around where I feel good, but it's still not gone. And I was but I'm still just I might have a chance to, maybe get in on special. I wasn't going to get in at running back, I knew that, but maybe I can get in on special teams. But so I go there, and I just remember the plane ride there being terrible, because sitting down with that injury, it was, oh my God, it was terrible. And for some reason, this plane must have been old or something, but the pressure in that plane was terrible. I had, everybody's ears were felt like they were going to explode. It was bad. But I was too focused on my back feeling like it was going to explode. So, but yeah, so we go to the bowl game. It was great. We went to the Frisco Bowl in Texas. That was awesome. It was a great experience. And we didn't end up winning, which was unfortunate, but we didn't even have our starting quarterback or anything. It was, I didn't end up playing. But, I did practice throughout the time, which was terrible. I was just eating anti-inflammatories.
Oh, sure.
It was not good. But yeah, so we do that, right? And then the season's over. The bowl game happens, and overall, I would say that first season, I just went through it all and talked back through it, and I haven't done that in a really long time. And it kind of the way that I just described it in my head, it kind of just all happened.
Right.
I wasn't really thinking about it. It just it just happened. And yeah, so it really was just a blur, because when I described how I got on the team, everything was so oh my God, I'm gonna be here. And then when you're actually there, it you kind of forget how much work that you got there, because you're dying from running 15 sprints, and you're just oh my God, is this really for me?
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit too, because obviously you're a high school athlete, and then you trained on your own for a year.
Yeah.
Then you go to college,
yeah,
and you're trying to try out for a Division I football team.
Yeah.
Now that you've experienced that, what is that conditioning and that weightlifting regime like? When you look at that, what was that like?
So it's definitely very hard. I would say my routine before, I prepared myself very well. I would say I prepared myself. And definitely in terms of the weight room, I was more than prepared, especially because a lot of the guys that even at the Division I level don't like working out. I would even say most of the people that are playing, scholarship guys, don't like working out. So the challenges of the weight room, definitely I was good. I enjoyed every time we had a lift. I hyped to go lift. The conditioning is probably a little bit different. I don't think there's anything that can compare that can prepare you for the conditioning of that.
Well, because I remember football season in high school, like conditioning was like, all right, you ran on Monday, you ran on Tuesday, you ran on Wednesday, a little bit. Thursday you didn't do anything, because Friday was games, so Thursday was walkthrough, and then Saturday and Sunday you weren't really running either.
Yeah, actually, so in season conditioning is practice. Sometimes we would do like gassers, like just like running like the width of the field after practice, but for the most part our conditioning was practice, because the practices were like
high intensity,
very high intensity. So yeah, during season the conditioning it's also not too bad, because they don't want to kill you for game day. The worst of the conditioning is definitely during the winter and the spring.
So you hear the method, or I mean, at least when I played, it was always like, oh, for every day of conditioning you don't do conditioning, you lose 2 days of conditioning or whatever. So is there a big difference between like off-season conditioning as far as your level versus like season, or does the games kind of bring up a whole different level of or not games in your case, but the practices and the scout offense? Is that like a whole new level of conditioning?
I would say the off season is harder. They make it harder so that when you get into the game situations or you're in practice, it's easier. But yeah, no, I would definitely say I was probably more conditioned during the winter than I was during the season. Yeah, and throughout the entire summer too. I didn't really go over, but throughout the entire summer, you're doing conditioning as well. So by the time the season comes up and you're practicing, the conditioning portion really isn't an issue for you. You're kind of already at
you're ready to
tip top shape. Yeah.
So when you see all that, think of all the stuff that you went through now, and you go to the gym now and you see people working out, or you're like, man,
yeah, to a certain extent, for sure. But
I mean, it's not to put shade on the people that are in the gym right now. Like I definitely don't put D1 level attention to my workjust
and neither do I. Like I still don't. Like I it's that level of training is not sustainable forever. Like you can't. It's just too hard on your body unless like you're taking gear. Like, maybe you can sustain it for a longer period of time. But even at that level, they know it's not sustainable for forever. So like those, they segment it out. Can't say that word.
Segment it out.
Segment it. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, they split it up so you're not going 110 miles an hour the entire time, because it's definitely not possible. But I would say I've also just always had the like hard worker mentality. So, but I definitely don't judge people in the gym. Be like, oh, you're not working hard.
Yeah, right. I mean,
but
not everybody's trying to be a D1.
Exactly.
Athlete, right?
Yeah, everybody has different goals. So, and not to achieve your goals, you don't have to do that for sure.
So we didn't talk about this, but before we get into your next season, how was eating like?
That's a good question.
Did you eat like a college student, or did the football team provide meals and you all year round, or what was that like? Or did you just kind of?
Yeah. So when Marshall they don't have the most money by any means, but they have some facilities to provide meals for sure. So we got meals for like during fall camp. Every meal that you're eating is from the football team. Other than that, we have a training like kind of station that has mainly just like protein supplements, bars, stuff like that. That's more for when you're done lifting or you're done practice, you go in there, grab something. In terms of meals, we would get this thing, it was called Mucho. It's just like this app that they load money onto, and you'd be able to get like Chipotle or whatever. So that was how they would help out and like give you meals, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know if you were supposed to be able to do this, but you could save up gift card. So how the app worked is like you buy a gift card for that place, and then you use the gift card there. But so you could use it for Chipotle, but you could also use it for like Target or Amazon or Walmart. And so I bought like the new Madden with the money I was supposed to be getting food with. But and a lot of the guys.
I mean, you're still 19, 20 years old. I mean, you're not supposed to make the best decisions all the time.
Yeah. A lot of the other guys did that. I'm a big meal prep guy, and I was then too. So I actually would I would go to the grocery store and use the Walmart money to buy groceries at Walmart and then cook the stuff in my dorm, which was very nice. But there was definitely a lot of other guys that would like save up and buy an electric scooter at Walmart.
So were you guys, when you say you like to meal prep, are you a chicken and rice all the time guy, or do you actually like plan out meals that are, how do you do that?
Yeah, so I've always switched it up a lot. I started out, I like first like go to meal prep was ground chicken and rice with plain Greek yogurt and cheddar cheese, and then maybe some sauce, but usually just that. And that was what I lived on for the majority of this time. Now I switch it up. I'll do like chicken breast. I'll do ground turkey. I'll do ground beef. But usually I have like that rice base, but I've played around with like sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, but rice is just so easy to make.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much more convenient. Like it sucks like cutting up potatoes and all that, but yeah.
So those disciplines have still carried through even to now,
sure.
and you're not playing ball anymore. So let's finish up. Well, not finish up, but let's get into that next season.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah. So
did you have to have surgery? Did you have to have anything after that hit?
Okay. Yeah. So I left off when the bowl game ended, right? And the season ended.
Mm-hmm.
So we, bowl game was probably like December 18th or something like that. So go home for Christmas. Then we come back like the first or second week of January. So we have a couple weeks off. And so throughout that time, I'm pretty much just resting the whole time. I wanted to let my hip heal, but at the time I didn't know it was my hip. I didn't know what was wrong with it. They had given me an X-ray. I had gotten an MRI at the time. They showed that it was a hip. I had a labrum tear. They knew that I had a labrum tear, but with the way that my symptoms were, where it was like hurting my back, and it was more like behind the common symptoms of labral tear is like more in the groin area. So they didn't think it was a labral tear. They thought it was something else. They thought it was maybe muscular or something. So, so I rest and everything. I feel great. I come back. The first day I'm back, I go play basketball at the rec, and I was balling. Like I'm not good at basketball, but I was all over the place, and I felt good. And the whole time it wasn't bothering me at all. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and so. Do that. Next day I wake up, it is throbbing, like worse than it was before I had taken the break. And I was definitely I was like really just like kind of demotivated a little bit. Like I was like, damn, like this is just very nagging. It had been like a couple months at this point. And so we now restart. We're back in the winter, same spot that I was when I got on the team. So we get through that whole fourth quarter conditioning program and everything. And
did you go through all that fourth quarter conditioning?
So I go through the first day of it, and like barely made it through the first day. And at that point, I was like, that was when I was like, all right, I can't keep doing this. So I told the trainers that I'm done. Like I can't. We got to figure this out. And I gotta either get surgery. I gotta like stop doing everything until I can play, because I could not like go 100%. It just wasn't feasible for me to keep doing that. And so throughout the whole fourth quarter thing, it was like very draining, because I was with like the injured people, and we would be on like the assault bike, and so I was still doing stuff. I wasn't like just completely resting. It definitely wasn't as hard as what they were doing. But
you're not really giving your body a chance to
heal.
Yeah,
exactly. I was not giving my body a chance to heal at all. And it was that period of time from when I came back in the winter up until about March was like probably one of like the worst times in my life. Like it was bad. Like I couldn't sleep for more than like 30 minutes without waking up.
Oh wow.
There was days where like it was hard for me to like even walk. It was really bad. And it was not only like the physical hurting, but like I also just felt like I needed to do more. You know what I mean? Like I had gotten to this point. I was so far into this now, and I'm like, should be proving myself right now, but I can't do anything. And
right.
obviously at the same time, the coaches are, silently judging you for not doing and not participating in stuff. And so, yeah, it's just, that was not a good time. And throughout from January to March, I was not given like a solution. Like they didn't tell me, hey, like you got to get surgery, or it was kind of just like, I was in limbo.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. So
like you didn't matter enough for them to take it. Not that they didn't care about you as a person, but it's like you weren't a priority for that team.
Exactly.
As far as the med team. Yeah. And at the same point in time, you're not going to your own doctor because you think they got your best interest in mind. So you're just kind of sitting there like, am I going to get better? Am I not? And I can imagine, I know exactly how you'd feel as far as these guys are all judging me. They think I'm just wussing out.
Yeah.
All that stuff that I work so hard to do is not mattering at all right now.
Yeah.
And for you mentally, it had to be a tough part in time.
Very. Yeah, definitely. And then, honestly, I can't exactly remember the point in time where they told me you got to get surgery. But I would see the team physician every once in a while. He would kind of like check out my hip and be like, yeah, I don't, they just didn't think it was my labrum for whatever reason. And looking back, my symptoms and from talking to the surgeon that I had my surgery from, they should have probably caught it a long time, like a lot longer before, or a lot shorter before they actually did. But either way, they ended up saying, okay, yeah, so the doctor was like, you can get the surgery, you can play through it, or you can stop playing. And so at this point, I'm like, well, I can't play through it. Like I have tried that. There's just no possible way that would be possible. And at this point I was not content on stopping here. So I was like, all right, we're going to get the surgery. And so I had my knee surgery back home at Dr. Slinker. So what I did was I did not trust I think I had a right reason to not 100%. Really trust the doctors after having gone through like 6 or 7 months of like them not figuring it out. So I did not have a whole lot of trust in, not that they weren't qualified, but just my personal experience. It wasn't super great. So
makes you think too, like, I mean, obviously I get that you're a walk-on, but you're still an athlete, you're still a player. And it's like, man, I wonder how many, and not necessarily just at Marshall, but other campuses across the country where NFL talented players have their careers sidebarred by something like that, where a medical team just does not catch it, or whatever. And it's a shame that it happened to you because you already had an uphill battle, and it just basically turned it in from, walking up a hill 3 miles barefoot to literally like hiking up to the top of a mountain. Mount Everest.
Mount Everest.
Like that. So you have the surgery. You go back home to have the surgery then?
So yeah, what happened was I called up Dr. Slinker and I asked him, hey, could you do the surgery? Do you do the surgery? I didn't think that he did, but I wanted to ask him because I already trusted him. And he said, no, but I do know this guy who's like the best in the nation at doing this specific surgery. And so he gave me his contact information. And so, yeah, I ended up scheduling it to do it back home at a place called Vincere Institute in Philadelphia, which they take care of all like professional athletes, college athletes, and stuff like that. So I was getting the best of the best treatment for sure. Which is like I wanted to do that because I wanted to give myself the best possible chance to keep going. But at the same time, they never said anything to me, but I almost feel like I kind of pissed off the Marshall, like, I don't know, maybe not the training staff and the coaches, maybe a little bit like, oh, you're going away and you're not sticking with the team to, maybe it's just speculation, but I kind of just got that vibe that they didn't like that I went to an outside source. But either way, I think it was the best decision for me to make. I wanted to be able to walk later in life. Because at this point too, like it was about football for sure. I wanted to keep playing football, but it was also like my life sucked. Like I couldn't sleep. Like I couldn't really walk anywhere without pain. It was, and like I'm like I want to be able to like play with my kids when I'm older.
Yeah, for sure.
So so I go back, get the surgery. I think it was about April. I stayed in for the entire spring ball and everything like that. And like stayed around the team, and then I went back for spring break or for summer break in April. Got the surgery, and I kind of decided that I was gonna do my own thing. Like I was kind of like maybe some of the mentality that I had when I tore my ACL came back up, and like I did all that on my own, and that worked out for me. And I was like, you know what? I have been around like the football team, and I knew that when I'm around there, just inherently, I'm gonna do more than I should be doing because I feel like that pressure from the coaches and from BA to
for sure
to do more than maybe I should be doing, and then that leads to prolonging the injury, and then after getting surgery, in like coming back too soon. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure I was back and ready to go, and when I come back, I don't have any problems. I got no excuses. And so I kind of like mutually too, like I told him, like I told the training staff, I'll do this on my own. I'll go to they sent me up with PT at the Marshall like PT center, but not with like the football training center, right? It's kind of like the same thing, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But so I get the surgery, I come back, I wasn't like, I guess I was like technically on the team, like I was on the roster, but like I didn't go to any of the meetings. Had no part of the football team during this next summer leading up into my second season. So,
any contact at all with anybody on the team?
Did for like, sure.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, and yeah. No, I definitely had a lot of teammates and stuff that I still hung out with and like stayed in contact with. But at the same time, they're also busy doing their thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, was the coaching staff even worried about what you were doing, or did
no, yeah, no, I didn't. I would stay. I would go to like the weight room to lift once I was able to after my surgery, and so like I would like CBA and like I would have occasional conversations. I would go into the head coach's office and update him on like how I was doing, like a couple times throughout the process, but not consistent contact or anything. I wasn't. I wasn't going to any of the meetings or like really anything that had to do with the football team. I wasn't doing. But so yeah, I pretty much, it was like ACL surgery part 2. Like
right. How long was that recovery on?
So yeah, it was a 6 month. 6 month recovery. For full like clearance, I was fully cleared at 6 months, but I probably didn't feel 100% until about 9 months. It actually ended up working out really well. When I came back, I was ready for when spring ball or from where the third winter workouts came. So the whole process essentially, like the whole injury process essentially took a whole year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that was early January.
Yeah, so
for fourth quarter, so you got back and we were feeling good by fourth quarter.
The third year. So yeah, I so another crazy like loop that I got thrown into throughout this season, that I was hurt while I was dealing with my rehab or whatever. The Marshall had a really good season. They won the conference championship, which is awesome. Like they did, they had a great season. They but after they won the conference championship, the head coach decided to leave. Yeah, so which was a little bit interesting because like the conversations that I had with him, I was gonna potentially like come back during like their bowl week to practice, but I decided not to do that because I didn't want to. Like I said, at that point it was about 7.5-ish months or whatever, and I was cleared, but my hip still had a little instabilities. I wasn't fully confident in it yet, so. I told our last conversation, I told him he offered to have me come back and practice for the bowl games, but told him I'll just wait until spring and then I can start fresh and we'll be good. And I'll be able to go 100%, not have any worries. And so then maybe like a week after we had that conversation, he bounced. And so at first I didn't really know like what to think. But then I was like, well, I'm going to be waiting until the next following year after the season is over, and they're going to be getting a fresh coaching staff. So, this might not be a bad thing. I'm going to be getting a fresh start. We're getting a fresh start with a whole new
their
coaching.
First experience of any of the players is going to be fourth quarter when you're going to be back, and that's something that you excel.
Well, actually, since he left, he took everybody with him. So it was BA left. So
BA was gone too.
BA was gone too. So there was no everybody. There was a few coaches here and there that stuck around, but for the most part, he took his staff with him. So it was essentially a fresh start. Basically, none of the coaches knew who I was.
Right.
Which was sort of a good thing because of the stigma that I had from how I got on the team. So at least that's how I looked at it. I thought like this could be a really good opportunity for me. So I come back, and they had like took me. So I was on the roster for like the whole year, but then I think after I had that conversation with him, I told him I'd be back in the next semester. I think they took me off the roster because then I come back in January and they're like, you're not on here and you're not on the roster. Cause I come back on the first day that everybody met the new head coach and all the new staff and everything. And, they're like, okay. And they're probably thinking like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
Like that whole situation over again. But I thankfully, like I did have a reputation somewhat. Like I knew people on the team. So like they knew that I was there. They knew I was on the team. But so it wasn't an issue. I was fine. So yeah, we start our winter program. And let me tell you, the difference in the programs were night and day. Like it was a complete 180 from the previous head coach's program. Not necessarily in like a good or a bad way. It was just
different,
way different. Yeah. This,
physically less demanding of you though?
Definitely way physically less demanding, which definitely played in my favor since I had just had surgery. So
yeah, for sure. Now at this point you've had a knee surgery, same leg with the hip or a different hip?
Different hip. Yep.
Any relation to the two?
No.
Wasn't sure if it, one heals differently.
No, yeah. I think it was really just from what the doctors have said and my conclusion, it was just an overworked thing. And actually, I think I have the same thing in my other hip now too. But I don't play football anymore now, so I don't think it would really be an issue. I'm trying to manage it, but that's another story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't make that mistake again. Yeah. So real quick before we get into the next part, then. Where I was going to go with this. So the injury, you feel 100%. Are you noticing a difference though? Have you dropped speed? Have you dropped strength? Because this is two pretty significant injuries in just 4 or 5 years.
No, for sure. I would say by the time that I came back in January, I was damn near 100% when it came to my speed and strength was there. My agility and like my ability to like change direction and like agilityness was not there. I don't think since I had that surgery it like fully came back either. Like it was just like, because obviously as a running back your hips are very important.
Absolutely.
You need to have loose and so it didn't really that didn't come back, but it was still like I was very much capable of playing football. Like I was definitely fine, but you
didn't feel fine. You didn't feel yourself.
I didn't feel myself. That's a good way to put it. I didn't feel myself, but I was 100%. Like I had no excuse for sure.
Okay.
But so we go into this winter program for this new coach and this new strength coach. New strength coach was super chill, complete opposite. Super chill guy. Like both of them are great guys, but they're just this guy is just way different. Yeah. And so program is not as hard for sure. But like not in a good, like I said, not in a good or bad way. I don't, it's for my situation. I think it was better for me as a team standpoint. I almost feel like it could have been a little bit harder, but maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say, but anyway, I'm definitely outlifting everybody like pound for pound, like I was pound for pound the strongest guy on the team in this winter portion, and in the winter like workouts and like their version of like fourth quarter, I was like every running back there. They actually kept track of scores of who won in the drills, and I won out of all the running backs by the end of it. So I was doing short stories. I was doing really well, and I was like,
for a bunch of coaches that don't know who you are, or really anybody on this team that they acquired or that they came into, like, you're looking pretty good, I would imagine.
I was definitely looking very good. They were definitely had my eye on me. I was still a walk on, so they're definitely a little like skeptical, but I had definitely an eye on me, especially the running back coach there. We formed a fairly good relationship, and he definitely had his eye on me. I had a lot of conversations with him as well, because I had made it clear that like, this is like my third year. I've went through a lot of things to get to where I'm at right now, and I am like here to play.
Right.
I'm not fucking around no more.
Yeah.
and so me and him he was on the same page. They were definitely looking at me. They weren't just going to give me anything, obviously.
Sure.
Still have to earn it. So yeah, we go through and we finish that winter workout series, and spring ball starts up, right? And I do good. Like, I did okay, just not like, I think it came down to the fact that I didn't feel like myself, like we were saying. And also it just probably like some things just aren't meant for you at some point. You know what I mean? So like I, with a combination of the surgeries that I had from my like background of coming from where I came from, I think that everything that I had went through up until this point, I gave my everything into the spring ball. And I was like, if this does not work out, if I am, and my like working out was getting on scholarship at this point, I'd been paying for school for 3 years. So I was like, I need to get on a scholarship or this is not worth it anymore. And also at this point, I've made so many connections, and I had like, it was not, if I stopped right now, I would not regret anything, because I just learned and became such a better person by going through all this at this point.
Well, on top of that too, ultimately a walk-on's career is not getting better after 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, at that point, you're just the guy who's around the team.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't cut it at this point. So how does that spring game go? It just
so the spring ball, I had like I said, I had a good season. I had I actually had a really good wheel route.
Yeah,
over the shoulder, stayed up. Touchdown.
Nice.
Nice. Never forget that for sure. That was a good one. But so yeah, like I said, it was okay. Spring game, I got put on the team that was not the starters. So it was like 48 to like 7 or something like that. So the spring game was pretty like disappointing in that sense, because I didn't really even get to do anything. Like it was.
Did you get carries and stuff like that?
I got a lot of playing time.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, a lot of playing time. They're just
1 yard carries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think the reason that's definitely like, I'm definitely not using that as an excuse, because the reason why it was like that is because I feel like the coaches had their minds made up on who was going to be where they were at before the spring game. Like they had, by everything that happened. And at the end of the day, I just don't think I did enough throughout spring ball to show like I deserve to be a scholarship running back.
Yeah.
But I definitely like showed that I was an athlete, and they wanted me to play special teams. And so like I was kind of like locked in on that, but with having the surgeries and being through everything I went through, I wasn't going to stick around, not get paid any money, and like get myself beat up on another scout team year and play special teams. So yeah, I walk into the coaches. I first walk into the running backs coach's office, and I told him, like, I was like, can't stay here unless you guys give me a scholarship. And he basically said, "Oh, we don't got a scholarship for you."
Yeah.
And so So I'm like, okay. And we had a nice conversation or whatever. And but he kind of left it open because he's not the one that makes the final decision. Like the head coach obviously does. And so the answer wasn't really given until I had the meeting with the head coach. And he told me, he was like, you're not going to play running back here. So when he told me that, I'm like, all right. So
yeah, like at that time, the dream's over.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's just not like for some people too. I think like it definitely could be worth it. I just my love for football wasn't enough at that point. I loved football 100%, but like the love for it kind of was like, I don't love it enough to like potentially not be able to like walk when I'm older.
Yeah, I think you're at the point you've had 2 pretty significant surgeries. And who knows where it's going. So
it just wasn't worth the risk.
No Rudy moment.
Yeah.
No, like go in the 4th quarter at the 1 yard line and jump into the end zone for the touchdown or nothing like that. Huh?
No. Yeah. No.
Well, either way, you know, I respect. I didn't do anything like that, and the fact that you hustled your way through there and walked on at all. I mean, you hear about walk-ons that do make it. You don't hear about the ones that don't.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's an experience that, you know, there's a lot of guys that are probably debating that right now as they're ending their high school careers. They're having their last games.
Yeah.
They don't have a scholarship offer to go somewhere, and they're like, I can walk on. I can do it. And for anybody that's listening and trying to decide if you want to walk on, like here's a little glimpse of, you know, what to expect. And, you know, it's funny because the Rock's Under Armour shirt that you know, the hardest worker in the room.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be the walk-on, you have to be.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
You have to work harder than everybody. There.
Yeah, absolutely. You have
don't
to
get
be
rewarded for it.
You have to be stronger. You have to be faster. You have to be quicker. And it's not just once. You have to do it consistently the majority of the time.
Yep.
Because that guy's already got a scholarship. Like he's already proved to them whatever it was they needed to see.
Yep.
You're doing it by essentially just taking up their time.
Exactly. Yep.
Like it's a lot for them to be like, yeah, nobody cared about this kid anywhere in the country. He just showed up here and says he wants to play football. You know what? We need bodies for the scout team. Whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, great experience. I'm sure there's a ton of life experiences that you have in there that you'll be able to go back on.
Yeah.
You know, plenty of times you could have given up before that.
100%.
It sounds like this one wasn't a give up. It was just more of like, hey, it's time to refocus and set the dream. So we've been talking for a couple hours. We got to get to, we got to get to the next part of your chapter though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So we discussed after your freshman year, you start dibbling in social media, start creating some shorts. It's really based your football workouts at Marshall.
Yep.
And then at what point do you start to refocus your energy on that? Is that just something new or?
That's a good question. Yeah. So this is kind of the transitional period. So I stopped playing in April. That's when the spring game happens.
April of last April. Oh, just 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's when the spring game happened and everything. And so at this point, before like when spring ball started, I had already set in my head, if I don't get a scholarship, I'm done playing. And so I had a plan if I didn't get the scholarship. Thankfully, my girlfriend's dad had a job that he could get me. So that was kind of the plan. But that was kind of just like the loose plan. It was like, I just have this job. And that's about it. I still have 1 more year left of college. So I still do have to.
So you're going to Marshall still, or you're still doing online classes?
Online classes at Marshall.
So you're going to graduate this upcoming year then?
Yes.
Congratulations. Still
Appreciate
fighting through that.
Yeah, I will be walking that stage.
Bachelor's degree in what? What's the major?
Business management.
Okay. And then we didn't talk about when you met the girlfriend. When did the girlfriend come into all this?
Yeah, that's a good question. She came in right when I got on the football team.
Oh, wow.
In that
freshman year.
Yeah, that first it was the spring of when I was on the when I started with the winter conditioning and stuff like that. I met her right after spring break. We came back from spring break, and she actually, one of my friends that was on the team, he played football at Highland, and so they knew each other because she had went to Highland and then went to Wadsworth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. And so. I like kind of met her through him a little bit, but yeah, so we formed a relationship, obviously. And yeah, so yeah, she was by my side throughout the entire process.
I was gonna say, did I see on one of your videos or something? Is she an athlete too? Like
so she played soccer at Marshall.
Okay.
And then
she a scholarship athlete?
Yes, she was.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably good for her to see kind of like as a scholarship athlete to then see the walk-on portion of that and be like, dang, this is what he has to go through. Like,
for sure.
They wanted me here, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
So does she still play soccer?
She does. She plays at Mountain Union now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she transferred from Marshall 2 years ago. While I was still there, she had transferred. The women's soccer coach had gotten fired, and
at Marshall.
At
and
Marshall.
She just didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and she was more focused on her degree. She wants to be a PA.
Okay.
And so she kind of made the same decision that I had to make eventually, is focus more on her the rest of her life and her career rather than the sport. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, so we're doing great. She's good. Yeah.
She's by you through that injury and stuff like that. Does she train with you?
Somewhat. She does. She does train with me, but I get frustrated. Like I said, I have that like hard worker mentality, and obviously as a girl, it's just like it's not the same. They're not going to have the same mentality when it comes to training and stuff. So I definitely am there for her, and we train every once in a while, and like I help her out with stuff. But when it comes to like seriously training, like I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I've tried to.
It's funny. My wife's like, she's like, because I like to work out by myself. I have a hard time working out with other people, especially when I'm really in it. Like now, I've just gone to the gym. I'm 43 years old. I'm just trying to stay in shape and not the round one. But she's like, why don't you ever want to work out like other couples work out? It's like, honestly, it's like more of a workout, like just swapping out and doing all this stuff. Exactly, like I want to like move on, get on to the next step, etc. Sure. But at least you guys have a good relationship and it works out. She's seen what you've gone through. Yeah. What is it that her dad's company is that you had an opportunity to, or are you working for him now?
So I'm not working for him. I'm working for a company that he has a very good relationship with. It's so he's in the construction industry. The company that I work for is also in the construction industry. We do like site work and we do bid work and stuff. So I'm an assistant project manager and estimator for that company, which is a really good experience. And I'm like super grateful to get that experience before I've even had my degree yet.
So your job is to go in and quote the jobs and actually build out the estimate based off the type of job. So what kind of work do you guys do? Yeah. Is it main contracting like buildings, or is it residential, or? Yeah.
So we do specifically site work. So we do the underground utilities and we do like earth moving for the base before any foundation goes in. So we get everything ready for the site essentially.
Gotcha. So you've been here for a while. You remember when they moved all that dirt over not too far from here between my house and the gym on the east side of Route 3 there, that huge area that was cleared out, trees were cleared out, dirt was all maneuvered. Is that the kind of stuff that...
yes, that sound. I'm not familiar.
They're like
with
prepping
that.
For a housing development.
Yeah, that's essentially. Yeah, we only do commercial work though.
Okay, so you're prepping ground for like the Sherwin-Williams building that just
exactly. Yes, we were a part of that. Yep.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, so that's essentially. Yeah, I do.
That's a pretty huge job for having. How much experience do you have in it? How did that come about?
Not any. Yeah, what? That's why I'm very lucky.
Hey, you know what? As hard as you work to get on a football team, somebody was looking down on you like, give this dude a break. Like, fucking just hand him something. Give him some cheese.
No, for sure. At this point now, I've been there since June. So I am definitely a little bit more qualified to handle things. When I first got there, I didn't start out as a project manager. I started out at a dump site counting trucks. So
moving on up like George and Wheezy, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, part of my job is the estimating portion, and then the other part I'm kind of, which is the part that I like more is the managing part, which just recently I took on like my first management job as like I'm keeping track of the day-to-day operations and keeping up to date with all the extra work and all that kind of stuff that goes on.
Awesome,
and
man.
like the specifics of it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, so then let's go to now you're spending 24 hours in a gym.
Yeah. So, do we want to talk about how the social media thing?
Yeah. So you mentioned let's go back on that. So you mentioned football's where it started, the drills and stuff like that. When did when did the chimps become a thing?
Yeah. So we just talked about all this construction stuff, which is like completely different, obviously. So I definitely don't want to be a project manager for the rest of my life. That's like it's a great experience, and it's awesome. It's awesome. But my definitely passion is in social media, and not that maybe I won't be an influencer per se, but I want to get into maybe my minor in college is marketing. So my path is definitely gonna still be all over the place. The story is still going for sure.
Yeah, well, you're 22 years old?
23. Yeah, I'm 23.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you got like 12 years before you have to worry about having your shit together. You might as well enjoy every bit of life as you can.
For sure. But yeah, so essentially what happened after I got done playing, I had still during this entire time playing football loved the concept of posting on social media and creating content. Like when I did it for that short period of time, I loved it, and I wish that I could have did it more, but I just didn't have the time. So when that ended, I made a promise to myself that I'd post one video every single day for the next no time on it. I'm gonna post. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna post one video every day. This started, I would say, in May, pretty much when I started. So the first probably month, I didn't get any views on anything. It was just like I would post the one thing that I did that was really stupid. I would like go on my morning runs and just like yell at the camera saying some like stupid shit. And like I thought it was funny, but never got any views. And I did that for a couple times, and then I was just posting, you just really got to figure out where you fit into the algorithm, right? So I was just posting a lot of different variety of things. And then I would get a few, traction on, I noticed that saying that I used to play Division I football would, get some attention. And so like former Division I workouts was like kind of, I think one of the first things that kind of popped off. Mm-hmm. But prior to that, actually, no, I'm sorry. First thing that popped off is I made about a 3-minute long video talking about the story I just told, just like a very shortened version, obviously. And that got a lot of traction and people really connected to it. And I found out that a lot of people have a similar story to I have. And a lot of people hit me up still about that specific video and really connected to it, which was really, really cool. Cause that was like one of the videos that I just made and just like put it out there and not think it was going to get much attention. Right. And yeah, so it ended up being a really good video for me. And then, so yeah, I really just stuck to that, persistence and like kind of the hard work that like fell straight in line with how I got onto the football team and just posting one video every single day, trying to make each video better than the next and learning off of each video. And I ended up somehow people really think that front squatting is really cool. And I happen to be able to front squat a lot of weight. So that that is where I definitely saw the biggest jump in followers, is when I started doing that type of content. And so and you asked what the...
It is currently...
Oh, sorry, hold on a second. I was just going to pull up...
You want to pull one of the squat videos?
Yeah. I saw your squat video pull up here. Now this is this one right here. This is the one you just did.
This is the one I just did. This is
PR time, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Come on, motherfucker. Let's go. Yeah. Fuck. Holy shit. Fucking motherfucker. Woo! Let's fucking go.
I mean, you're pretty jacked, but I mean, 455 is not a little bit of weight, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking ridiculous.
I was hyped.
Let's give that a like. Let's get that up to 14.
You know, I was hyped.
That's a ton of weight on a front squat, dude. A lot of people can't even hold up 225 on the front squat, even when they're squatting 400, 500 pounds.
Yeah.
How did you get into front squatting, like, and that becoming like a thing? Is that just like, is that a D1 thing?
Actually, surprisingly, we didn't do a whole lot of front squat in the football programs. I'm trying to think. So in this past year when the coaching staff got switched over, we were doing a lot of power cleans and hang cleans, and I kind of liked doing it, but not like a little bit. Like I don't think anybody likes power cleaning. I don't know. If you like power cleaning, you're pretty weird. But I mean, you could say it's similar to front squatting.
Sure.
It's the same. You have to catch it in the front squat position. So that definitely made my front squat better by getting better at that. And I think I did like 365 or something like that on power clean, which was like pretty solid. And that definitely strengthened my like upper back and stuff a lot. And then once I stopped playing, in the past like 5 months or so, I just started picking up front squat more. And I had previously kind of like where it really started is previously I front squatted 405, and when I stopped playing and I went to do it again, I couldn't do it. So like the goal was like get 405, and then I kind of just like formulated my own training program. And within 2 months, I went from not being able to do 405 to now I just did 455.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome, man.
And so
did you put another 5 pounds on there after that?
No, I wasn't getting another 5 pounds. But no, yeah, I'm actually coming out with a front squat playbook. And I'm hoping to get it out by Christmas time, but it actually takes a lot more time than I thought to put together a
how to do.
Yeah, how to. Yeah, I'm really breaking it down, getting into every single tiny detail of the lift. But yeah, I just wanted to get something out there that people can learn a little bit from me. That's longer form. Is that gonna be a
YouTube thing, long term?
No, it's like probably around a 50-page PDF document.
Oh, really?
It's like a book almost. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. It's
are you gonna put that on social media as like a download this type thing?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. It'll be something that people that come across my account and page can learn more in depth into how to maybe not front squat 455, but at least get a little bit more weight. And personally, since I've started front squat, and I feel like front squat is a very good lift just in general.
Yeah, it's
like
kind of like
full body health.
It's like a deadlift, right? Like there's just so many mutual benefits to it other than just a strong back.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many components to legs. It. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's a few exercises that if you can really focus on getting great form, and getting a lot stronger, and that their overall body benefits are so huge. And front squat's definitely one of them. And you don't see people front squat.
No,
it's like one of those things that everybody just knows it sucks.
That's probably why you don't see a lot of people doing it, because it does suck.
It sucks really bad.
Yeah, the thing that I kind of like get into with the playbook too is that like it doesn't suck as bad when you know how to do it right too. Like when you first try and do it and you put your hands under the bar and your wrists feel like they're about to explode. Sure. It sucks, but if you're doing it properly and you work on your proper mobility and shoulder mobility, it becomes to the point where now when I do it like I don't really have any pain when I front squat. It's definitely a little more uncomfortable because you're kind of crushing your diaphragm, but yeah, it's not as bad as it is when you first start doing it. And actually I put one of my friends onto it, and this is actually I haven't like told this story, but it's not a story, but I haven't really put this out there. I had one of my friends front squat over winter break, and he like could barely do 95 pounds. Like his wrists were killing him. He couldn't do it at all. And I kind of just convinced him to start doing it more. And he just sent me a video of him doing 225 for a couple of reps. And I thought, and he was like, I had no pain at all. And I was like, oh, that's sick. And now he's like a front squat maniac. So I thought that was cool.
Converting one regular squatter to a front squatter. Yeah. What a time. All right. So let's talk about your experience. What's the goal with the social media? So you say you not really want to be an influencer. You wouldn't mind being able to do it in marketing. What's your experience been as far as
well,
making money and building quality content over the last 6 months?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say I don't want to be an influencer. I would love to be it. It's just, like, it's not easy at all.
No.
It's almost like the same concept of like trying to go to the NFL or something. Like, it's very far and few in between.
Yeah, we talk about all the time with the podcast. Like, we've done 65 episodes. Should we be disappointed when we only have like 4,000 subscribers? Yeah. And it's like, hell, if I get 4,000 people to listen to 20 minutes of a 2-hour podcast, like we're winning at something.
For sure.
And it's one of those things where the funny thing, like this story, for instance, of you walking on, that's a tremendous story. Yeah. I would be glued to that for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But neither of us have fake tits. None of us are giving away $1 million to watch this video.
Yeah.
And so it'll fall to the bottom of the algorithm for the time being. But you just never know when somebody's going to be like resonate with something and that becomes a thing.
That's very true.
And for you kind of are building this brand, the Monkey Man. Are you the Monkey Man on the other social media platforms?
No, the Monkey Man has just been a YouTube thing. It's actually, I created my YouTube account in like 2011, and that's the name I gave it back in 2011. It's a long story of why that is. It's just like an inside joke from when I was a little kid, but I just decided to keep it. Maybe I'll keep it forever, but I do have the chimps, what up, chimps?
So I heard you say that a couple of things. It's like, oh, maybe that was a plan. Like, when did you start the chimps thing then?
So the chimps thing was just like out of nowhere, just like a random video I made. I don't know. I think it was like a meal prep video or maybe a workout video. I just said it because I just was doing a voiceover and I was like, it sounds good.
At that point, were you remembering that your Monkey Man was the YouTube handle? Were you even thinking about that?
No, I wasn't even thinking about it at that point. No, yeah.
Wow.
It just
self-marketing there. I like
it. Yeah. I've always like I had like a TikTok from like 4 years ago before I would just post a random thing of me doing a monkey impression. And so like I've always just kind of like my YouTube name being the Monkey Man, like I kind of always just had like that monkey persona. Monkey
gravitated towards being a Neanderthal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So what? Let's talk about your 24-hour gym experience for just a few minutes, because that was the next thing. You're like, I'm gonna do YouTube. I need an idea.
Yeah.
Girlfriend gave you the idea originally.
Yes, she did.
Girlfriend's never had the best idea. You have to.
Surprisingly, she's actually my most viewed video is with my girlfriend. Has 6 million views.
Really?
Of us after we got done playing pickleball, and she wasn't too happy that she lost, and I just secretly recorded her, and it was a funny video.
Is it on TikTok?
It's on TikTok, and if you go on Instagram, it is where it has 6 million views. Let's
see.
It was one of those where like you just posted it and didn't think much of it, and then it ends up going crazy.
I mean, it's just crazy how certain things.
That first,
this one here.
No, that one. Yep.
Oh wait. Oh, no. I can't see.
I tried hard. You know I tried hard.
I know you did, but
I didn't give up till the very end. Stop!
How am I that bold?
Because you're supposed to let me win or something. Or give me a participation prize. I tried hard. You know I tried hard.
I know you did, but
I didn't give up till the very end.
Dude, that's fucking great, bro.
Yeah, it's just like a relatable thing, and I don't
know.
Yeah,
there's so many times we've talked about like I share with you like the family nights idea and like video, and it's like, well, you got to be videoing everything. You just never know when something's gonna happen, you know. And like we drive down to Tennessee or whatever, and it's like I'm trying to like have these cameras going at random times, but then the worst part is like after you do that, it's like shit. Now I got like 25 hours of footage to go through.
No,
when did that good thing happen? Like, it's that's 6 million views on that. So how many followers does that like net you and something like that?
I still get followers from it.
Do you really?
To this day,
So only 14,000 followers overall though. That's crazy to me. I mean, that's a ton of followers on Instagram, but it's like 6 million people saw that. I think it's hilarious, but they just refuse to click.
I think it's because it's a short video. It's not like, it's not like a super, they don't really know who, like most of the people are like, take it seriously. And they're like, oh, you should break up with her. like they're like super like pressed about it. Like it was like, she was upset, but like it wasn't that serious.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, she's joking about it.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Well, you never know what's gonna go off. I think we were talking to you when you were doing the 24 hours and we came and brought you the tacos. Like my wife's TikTok, like it went from like 1,000 followers to 43,000 because this stupid gym video that we did.
Oh, I remember you guys telling me.
Yeah, it was like the dumbest video ever. I was like, all right, you want to do a video? We could do this, and like it worked. And I was like to this day, it still gets followers, and it's like, what the heck? Yep. And which then leads to other videos doing well, etc. And sometimes, I mean, she's got 44,000 followers. She posted a video the other day, and it only had like 1,800 views. Yeah,
that's it. So yeah, that actually kind of ties into a good point to why I did this 24-hour challenge is because those videos that pop off like the 6 million views and any other short form piece of content that pops off. And those videos are like really good for like getting initial outreach. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have something for like when those 6 million people clicked on my profile, they don't really see something on my profile that they're like, oh, this is somebody I want to follow. If they don't see that, then they're not going to follow you.
Right.
So like that having that video is awesome. But if I don't have like a YouTube or a long form piece of content
to
for
drive
them
to chase people to,
exactly, for they can actually like know who I am and like see what kind of person I am, not just like my girlfriend yelling at me. So like that's what really motivated me to do the YouTube, is to put out longer pieces of content where nope.
Put my hand on the wrong side of the.
But so I want to if going the social media route, wanting to be an influencer, wanting to like make it work in some way. And the thing is that like you said, I'm only 23 years old. In 5 years, who knows where the world's going to be at? Who knows? Like the job that I might have in 5 years might not exist right now.
Sure.
So that's why I don't like, if people ask me, I'm like, do I want to be an influencer? No, I just I want to be a guy who posts things that have value and entertainment, that I want to provide value that I have, because I have a good amount of value from playing a Division I sport and all the lessons that I learned to getting there. And I feel like I can be funny sometimes. So
yeah, well, I think it's funny. Like people are like, "Oh, what makes an influencer?" Like it just has to be somebody who has bits of information.
Yeah.
I look back at it now and I was like, man, if like my career before this was overseeing dealerships and having hundreds of employees work for me. For almost 17, 18 years. And it's like, man, some of the meetings that we had where I discussed different types of opportunities and ways to build a book of business and ways to get a sales. Like if I would have started posting that when I was 23 years old and just kept going through, I mean, by then I would have had a sales following of, that was unlimited.
Yep.
Now I'm 43 years old, and over the last year, we're like, oh, let's start a podcast. This all started because a group of guys, we didn't need to go out and get smashed once a month. We just wanted to go out and hang out with a bunch of your dudes. And it was like, there'd be like 20 of us. We'd go axe throwing or doing, what's the golf place?
Mini golf?
No.
Top golf.
Top golf. Whatever. Different stuff like that. And then we'd go sit around a table. We'd bullshit for 2-3 hours and call it a day or whatever. And we're like, dude, we should have a podcast. These conversations at the restaurants are the best.
Yeah.
When you just have a bunch of guys just sitting there talking shit.
For sure.
And, so then we started this, and then obviously not everybody wanted to devote their time to it or whatever. And I made the investment because I was like, no, I want a podcast. Like I enjoy talking to people, like meeting you, having a conversation randomly. So now we're trying to diverse that, because now we're like, what a waste of not sharing content when her and I spent a month in Greece for less than $5,000.
Yeah.
Like how many people realize that you can go spend like almost 24 days in Greece with hotels, cars, gas, food, plane tickets, and spend $5,000 for 2 people.
Yeah.
Most people don't even think that's a reality. You couldn't do that in the United States anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, that, or starting off in London and going to France by train underwater, and then driving from Paris all the way through Switzerland and all the way through Italy and stuff. And I was like, man, people just don't realize how easy this can be.
Yeah.
I wasted my 20s and 30s not traveling as much.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have traveled more instead of spending nights putting on bottle service parties for me and my buddies or whatever, you know. But it is what it is. And then, like you, I had this dream to all of a sudden play football. And at 33, I was playing semi-pro football. And
so that came on later.
Did you end up doing it?
What?
What do you mean? What came up? Oh, football.
Yeah.
So I hadn't played football since high school.
Wow.
Didn't go to college, and I got divorced when I was 30.
Okay.
And obviously, every divorced guy, the first thing he does is like, I need to find the gym again. Yeah. And so I did. I was obsessed with it. I was at the gym every morning at 5 o'clock, and then again at 9 o'clock at night every single day.
Yep.
Because I didn't have anything else to do except that and work. And so then I don't know something happened where I found out about this team. It was like the Lorain County Nightmares, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, this is probably a joke. Well, it turned out at that point, 3 or 4 of the guys that started the team were All-Americans from Baldwin Wallace and some other colleges around here. And it was basically a home for guys like you. Like college season ended, college football ended. There was no NFL pro career. Yeah. We had guys that played wide receiver at Ohio State that got kicked off the team their freshman year for different policies and stuff like that you were competing against. The guy that played quarterback for the national championship team out of PA, he was might have been Eastern PA too. He played quarterback for Penn State. He was there for like 3 years. So like there was like some talented dudes in this league. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try out for it. Like, what the hell? And
what position did you play?
So when I was in high school, I played running back and safety.
Okay.
So I show up to this team. I do tryouts, and I haven't played football at this point in 14 years. Yeah. Now, the one thing I had going for me is I was yoked. And the reason I made the team is I think I benched 225 like 29 times or something like that. And and that's what I told you. I tore my hamstring at tryouts, but they're like, dude, you got to come back in the fall.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I go back, and I don't know, it's like 3 weeks into the practice season. And I mean, we only practice twice a week.
Yeah.
But like we couldn't find anybody that could fucking play center and snap the ball to the quarterback in a shotgun formation every single time. And I was like,
oh, so you had to
I could do this. Like I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
I don't care what position it is.
Yeah.
And so my first year we played center, and I played with the dude. I can't remember what Cody's last name was. He was like All-American high school football player, played D1 college, and this dude was fast. And I mean, it was great. Like him and I were like clockwork. Like he knew like I could snap the ball a certain way, and he would know that meant just like follow me, and we were gonna run up the gut or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'd play these teams that they would put like 200-300 pound tackles in the A gaps and thinking that they were gonna just run over me, but they were fucking. and like I have videos of me like taking on like double team. It is crazy, and awesome. I had a great time. So
yeah,
but. That first game and pretty much every game the rest of that season, like I could barely walk on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Like I was just sore.
Was your hamstring or
no? This was just
in general
from getting beat up by like 300 pounders. Yeah. Well, one, I'm 33. Yeah. Two, I'm like 225 at that point. Okay.
So you're not a center size.
No, fuck no, far from it. And I'm just getting beat up. So that off season, I was like, fuck that. I'm going back to play either linebacker or safety.
Okay, yeah.
And
that's a crazy transition.
Well, I mean, I wasn't your typical center.
No,
dude.
Like, I know, but
I was faster than most of the running backs on our team.
Okay.
Like, so it wasn't like it wasn't like a bad transition, but I did like spend that whole off season. And at this point, I was 33 at this point, I think. So I did 32 the first year.
Okay.
So I focused on speed. Like I was cutting weight, and I got down to like 212. I was definitely in my life, I was in the furthest best shape I've ever been in. And, I ended up playing running back and safety that year. About halfway through the year, like the team was falling apart. There's a bunch of shit going on. So I took a transfer to another team, and they put me at defensive end, and I fucking loved it, dude.
Oh, really?
Like I loved it. I played defensive end the whole rest of the season. I just rushed the passer, and like I wasn't the tallest, but I was definitely faster than every left tackle. Because I mean, these at this point you're going against like. The whole team's not former D1 athletes and college football players. Like, there's definitely guys like me, and then there's a lot of guys that are like a lot less. But I had a blast. We traveled all over. We played in, as far as Illinois down to West Virginia, PA, Florida.
Sweet.
So it was a great time, and
awesome.
Yeah, looking back at it though, I was like, man, I that was an experience that like most people don't even realize is out there. They still have these teams. I think Akron still has a semi-pro team, and Columbus, I'm sure, does.
Yeah, that's all. I've seen like clips and stuff on Instagram of like these old dudes. It's probably the same. Probably the same thing.
Dude. There's semi-pro leagues all over.
The comments are like, "What is Unk doing? He's got work at 9 a.m. the next day."
Well, dude, I would leave the dealership as a general manager and go play football, and like,
that's hilarious.
You know, and there'd be days like we played on Saturdays. There's games in Saturdays where like we played in the summertime. It'd be 104 degrees, and it was like, what am I doing? Like an injury would be so bad right now, but I got lucky. And then after that, 2 years, I was done. I played baseball for 2 years after that, and then I was like, all right, sports are pretty much done now. It's sand volleyball.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, those different experiences, like there's an audience for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of having the camera run.
Yeah.
Do you get to the point where you're like, man, I wish I recorded that? I should. Or are
for
you
sure.
planning
Like
most of your content
literally in that video of what I recorded that got 6 million views, the conversation before that would probably went more viral. Like, I had just like she was going off, and I was like, and I knew I couldn't let her see it because then she wouldn't, be authentic. And so, but there's there's always gonna be something that you don't get, and like even with that squat video that I got, like the camera was out of focus, which like
I don't think anybody's noticing.
No, thankfully, it's probably something that I only noticed, but yeah, I mean, the one thing probably in the beginning that I struggled with was like finding something to like ideas, coming up with brainstorming ideas. But now I think it just like kind of just flows. Like I have too many ideas now where I'm like, I don't know which one to do. And I think that just comes with time and like just like brainstorming and actually thinking, which like your brain is a muscle. If you don't use it, it's gonna atrophy for sure. So
well, now the next thing too is you mentioned editing. Like it took you, how long did it take you to edit this gym video that you put together?
I would say a combined of like 14 or 15 hours over 3 days. Yeah.
See, that's where I come in the hard part. If I spend 14 hours in the basement outside of work away from the wife, she'd be like, what are you doing? So fortunately you got an understanding girlfriend who is like,
she definitely because I just finished, like I just posted this video yesterday and I was editing because not only did I spend like 14, 16 hours editing the video itself, but there's also my first YouTube video. So I had to like kind of figure out how YouTube works, and then also like getting the pictures ready to post on Instagram to promote it, and then getting the clips from the video.
Creating a thumbnail.
Creating the thumbnail was also one. Yeah. So there was a lot of things that went into it. The whole process took probably about a week and a half, which is crazy, which I'm glad that I did it though, because I went like all or nothing. Like I went go big or go home on my first video. Now I learned like, okay, my next YouTube video definitely isn't going to be as like crazy in terms of the amount of time I spent into it doing this. Cause like one of the things that held me back from creating YouTube videos was that, like I already spent so much time doing short form content. How am I going to like make long form content? It's going to take longer to edit and I got to still post short form. But I realized, hey, I can spend an hour, maybe 2 hours at the max filming a long form piece of content. And then I get so many short form clips from that long form piece of content. So.
Yeah. Speaking of it, we're not sponsored by Opus Clip by any means, but let's see what happens when we take your last video and we feed it into Opus Clip.
Did it finish doing it?
So, look, this one made it first.
Sweet. Probably going to save it until the very end because I might need to call 911. I'm not even lying. Like it could go bad. It could go really bad. As of right now, I think I'm going to go grab some food. Before I go grab something to eat, I just wanted to show you guys my little setup right here. I got just my tripods, my camera bag, and then I got my camera plugged in right now. I've had to charge it a couple times so far. I got a bucked up rainbow candy protein, and then I got this cookie. Got 25 grams of protein.
How long is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say how long.
As
good as the picture.
This is
6 minutes.
So here's what it does. Like you're seeing this in a 9x16, right?
Yeah.
One, you can turn this into a 16x9 right here.
Okay.
So now you have short form for your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's video that still counts for watched hours.
Yeah.
And then could lead to them watching the full episode.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it has an editing tool in here too. So like for instance, if I go in here to edit this,
yeah, you can cut some things out.
I can cut it out. Here's the whole transcript.
Yeah.
And when I'm adding a section, I can literally look through any section of the video that I want.
And
you
then
can do
add it in.
Control F and hit like, let's hit
Search.
Taco Bell. Because I know. So here's the Taco Bell, right? We know this
Yeah.
came up. So I could just highlight this section,
Yeah.
preview it, and then I can add it right in there. So
Okay.
it gives you a lot of ways to
Yeah.
kind of create that.
So, yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Let's see if there's a.
So that's the front.
Does it have the time? I can't see.
No, it doesn't look like it's loading.
Feeling invincible front car. Yeah, let's see what that one looks like.
Yeah, I would like. I'm interested.
But yeah, this is what we try to feed
Yeah.
everything to our. Here we
I'm gonna
go.
hit another mile and get my legs warmed up because I'm gonna need them for this first challenge. I don't know if it was that caffeine or what, but I am feeling invincible right now. There's no way that I don't complete this challenge. I could conquer the world. Another mile down. All right, it's challenge time, and I know I was just talking a bunch of shit, but I am pretty nervous. So the first challenge is going to be a front squat PR. You guys follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you should go follow me at CJ_Fazio. If you do, you know that I front squat a lot. If you don't, I front squat a lot. Holy shit, that was fucking crazy. That was fucking insane. Holy
Oh,
shit.
interesting. So
I
it
would've
cut
been so
until
depressed if I just
So
it
it
cut-
cut that actual
Yeah.
out.
it cut out, and then it makes people, want to.
failed.
Yeah,
Watch.
right. But you could go back and add that
And
in
I could
there
add
if you
it in
want.
if I wanted it to. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you could download this.
Great
So if
job.
you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to edit it on CapCut and do additional stuff, you
Yeah.
can, or
Oh, yeah,
whatever
and you can
editing
add
software.
B-roll and stuff too.
Yeah, it adds AI B-roll or regular B-roll.
That's cool.
But yeah, so and then you could publish. You could actually schedule this out on all your social media platforms right now,
Yeah.
so that like
you can do
it'll-
it from. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can publish it here, and we're still trying to figure out. Everything says that it doesn't hurt your algorithm to push it from here
Yeah.
directly.
Yeah.
But I still
You
believe that
have
there's
like
some
a
benefits to
suspicion. Yeah.
Yeah, because they want original content.
Yeah.
Which so my big thing is like if when I'm doing it right and taking the time, and obviously the other aspects of all the time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if it create like let's say this video for instance, I might play with it and like the first 3 seconds I might have you just swearing like you just did it, right? And
Yeah.
that might start off the one video
Yeah,
for
the
one
hook.
platform.
Yeah. The hook is.
And
very
then the
important.
next one might be like you about to like puke from Taco Bell being like, I can't do it, and then go
Yeah.
into that or something just to
Yeah.
like try and play with a few things. Here's actually the
Set 4.
this is when you're doing the other thing. So yeah, it creates it. This one actually put that's your music from there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah, I have to check that out for sure. That could save a lot of time.
Yeah, and like I said, from there you're gonna do your own edits and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's just another great way. Well, we've been on for a while. We talked about your whole story, but for those who don't know, the Monkey Man, the Space Monkey Man on YouTube. His first video went up. I'm seeing it right now. You got 27 likes and 313 views.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Hey, I mean, every view counts.
Exactly.
Do you know what your average watch time is? Are you like paying attention to the
I haven't
YouTube
checked.
Studio? Or
I haven't
have-
checked anything yet.
Really?
My expectations for this video were super low. Like it's my first video, so I'm not expecting it to pop off or anything. It was really just like kind of get my foot in the door, and I mean, obviously I put a lot of time and energy and wanted to make it as best as I possibly could. But
It's a great video. I wasn't sure how you
Yeah.
were gonna do it. Because obviously you see some people that go live. Mr. Beast is
Yeah.
a big thing of like editing the 7 days.
Yeah.
Or whatever event he's doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder if he's gonna have it like be a 3 or 4 hour video, if
Yeah.
he's gonna cut it down.
Getting it to 48 minutes was hard. Like
Why 48
yeah.
minutes? Or is that just
That was as short as I could get. I wanted to keep as much authenticity and like realness in it as I could. I didn't want it just to be a bunch of short 3-second clips of basically just short form in a long form video. I wanted it to. I had a few sections in there where I sat down and just talked to the camera for a few minutes, and then just having the authentic where I might say or I might pause
Yeah.
and not know what I'm going to say, or I feel like that just connects to people more. It's not as fake.
So I gotta tell you what my favorite part is. And I'm gonna play it because if anybody's still listening, this right here is
you like this?
This is the reason you gotta watch this video. I'm in my truck watching this. I just get done with the gym or something, and it goes live, and I'm playing this, and I'm like, no fucking way. I was like, how long is this guy gonna stay here?
I'm gonna just FYI, I'm gonna post a short form clip of this.
Okay. Excuse me. Could you give me a spot? Yeah, I got it. Sweet. Here we go. You wanna lift or? Yeah, please. Yeah. This is a PR, so. What are you going for? Just one. One? Yep. All right. What's your name? Brandon, I'm CJ. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, bro.
I know what's gonna happen, which is I can't I love, by the way, that you play the sound during this part of like you talking to yourself.
I thought it was so.
That's the best one. You sit next to him. The whole time I'm watching the clock in the background, like, oh my God, this has been like 2 or 3 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
Look at this. Did you? I swear he said this motherfucker right there.
I took a little after 2:30.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I my heart was pumping too. Like I was scared as hell to do that because I'm not like a prankster.
Well, not only that, but a dickhead. Like who does that? Somebody to spot him and then walks away for like 5 minutes. I'm like, this dude sat there the whole time.
I know, he was
Kudos. Did you tell him afterwards?
I did. Yeah, he thought like I was being for real. He was like, I thought you were just hyping yourself up. Yeah, he was super cool about it. Thankfully, that was funny. But I honestly, after doing that, I kind of want to do more of that kind of stuff. Like I actually enjoy doing that.
Like the pranking part of it or something like that. Yeah, and I think it'd be great for you too to do that. Like, I want to see you. Actually, you should be in there like benching or something, and then when it's like just like girls in the room, like smaller ones, and act like the weight's stuck on your chest. Like I would love to see the panic in everybody's face when they have to go get help because like you're just stuck there with a bar on your neck. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's great. I thought the content overall was great. If anybody and you're listening, go check out the Monkey Man. Go watch his first video. 24 hours in a gym. He just did it right here at the warehouse in Medina, and pretty much survived off of protein bars, energy drinks, and of course 10 tacos in the middle of that in 10 minutes. You know, it's funny. We were on our way home, and we're like, "Oh shit, the dude's doing the gym challenge." And I was like, "We should make it entertaining." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Let's go get him a taco. He can't let's get him a couple of tacos. He can't eat." And I was like, "Wait a minute. Why don't we just give him tacos? Let's get him 10 tacos and make him eat them in 10 minutes." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, 10 tacos, 10 minutes." And it was like 9:42. I was like, at 10 o'clock, I was like, fucking A, we're going to get the tacos. So we're in Taco Bell. I was like, "Do you guys still have the taco packs here?" And then they're like, "Do we have a 12?" And I was like, "Nope, I only need 10. And was that challenge as hard as you like thought it would be?
I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I mean, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
You got to watch the video to find out. But, I definitely thought you were going to puke.
Yeah, I did too. I almost did.
How was later that night? Were you regretting the taco?
Surprisingly, no. I didn't have any problems.
Spent 24 hours at the gym, burned off all that shit.
I guess so, yeah. I had no problems. Taco Bell did me right.
How many workouts did you do in that 24 hours?
I did a full leg workout. I did a full chest workout. I did a Murph, which is
the Navy SEAL.
I think it originated from something in the military. I'm not 100% on the full background, but you run 1 mile and then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats, and then you run another mile and you time it. So
how fast did you do it?
I did it in like 45 minutes.
You completed it though, huh?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it was. I did
the squats would be the hard part.
Yeah, so you do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 squats, and you do 20 sets of them. That's like the way you're supposed to do it.
I got you.
And but yeah, no, squats suck. They really suck.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then you said you leg day.
Yeah, so
chest day,
I did that, and I did the Murph, and then I just I benched with Freddie, and then I just did a bunch of random stuff. By the end of it, I wear like this Whoop thing. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I had my strain score was as high as it possibly could go. I think I burned like 4,000 calories.
Well, you didn't sleep either, right? I mean,
like 2.5 hours I slept. Yeah. So yeah, I woke up the next day and all the red lights were going off on my app, and you are gonna die.
Well, I'm glad you came on and shared it. Hopefully, we'll see more content with you in the future. We'll definitely have to have you on and hear about the next. Do you know what the next idea is yet?
I don't know. I have a couple floating in the air that I have actually a lot of ideas.
Is there anyone in particular that you're really excited about doing eventually?
Yeah. So I've thought about not eating for 7 days. Yeah, that would suck.
Are you gonna run your regular?
No, I don't think I would be able to work out.
I was gonna say,
I don't know if I would be I think I might die if I work out. So I haven't fully worked out the logistics of it, but that's something on the radar. I don't think that's gonna be my next one. My next video probably won't be a challenge since I just did a challenge. It'll probably be something more like working out related or more of just like a vlog type of video.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
All right, man. Well, you've got a ton of stuff out there already, but who knows where it'll go. And the fact that you got 2 D1 households dating, I got to imagine there's something there too.
Yeah.
Who can run longer, the D1 soccer player or the former D1 football player?
Have you heard of the beep test? Like you run it in high school or middle school. It's like you run, I don't know if it's like 20 yards, and there's a beep that goes off every so often. And if you don't make it to the other side by the time the beep goes off, then you lose. And then it just keeps going indefinitely.
So it's kind of like Squid Games.
Yeah, without getting killed. But yeah, we did that, and we did that a couple months ago. She got me on it.
Oh,
so her cardio is pretty good. She's a soccer player.
Yeah,
so,
I would imagine. That's why it'd be great content.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we should do more. She does she's definitely not the social media type. She did when I was recording. Yeah, when I was recording that, like I said, I had to keep it down low because it's completely fine. She's just that's just not her thing. But yeah, so we'll definitely. I gotta get her to do some more challenges though, because that when we did that beep test, it actually got a good.
I bet it did because I haven't seen it, but I'd like to see it now. Yeah, so I'll be sure to check it out. All right, guys. Sure. Hey, thanks again for joining us, CJ, and good luck to you, man. And hopefully we'll talk again.
Appreciate you.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. That was awesome, dude.
What's that?
That was awesome.
Yeah, dude, you did a great job, man. I appreciate it.